up, San Antonio Spurs fans, Utah Jazz fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. We'll be doing a live play-by-play reaction scoreboard for tonight's game. The San Antonio Spurs visiting the Utah Jazz. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Sadly, the weekend is almost over. Maybe we can end the weekend with a rare Spurs win as they come in at 11-46. The Jazz come in at 26-31. I didn't realize the Jazz were 5 games under 500. I thought they were closer to 500. Guess not. Victor Wembanyama, the youngest player in NBA history to have a 5x5, that's 5 or more points, rebounds, assists, block, and steals, as he went for 27, 10, and 8, plus the 5 blocks and 5 steals, back-to-back games with 5 blocks and 5 steals. The first player and only player to do it besides Michael Jordan. Not too shabby, huh? Spur of the moment, good evening to you, Cowboy X Factor. Oh, good, man. Hey, it happens. We had a full crowd Friday night. We had myself, Miss T. Wait, was she here Friday night? Saturday night? Friday night. I'm getting my nights confused. Miss TSR was here. Mr. TSR Bear was here. Headband Power Grogu and Baby Coyote all in the house. Spurs lost, but it was a good time nonetheless. Daniel Bear, good evening to you. Zach, what's going on? Kokashibo, J Money. Melissa lost to the Pacers today, ending their win streak. Hey, you can't win them all. Cecil Torres. A win would be nice. Somebody in the chat earlier posted, no way we lose today. I would never say that about any game ever. Mike Smith did. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Victor Wembanyama is in the chat. Victor, you have been killing it lately. Keep up the good work. And for a little motivation tonight, maybe we just ought to get chucked right now. Speaking of Victor Wembanyama, rookie ranks, points per game, rebounds per game, blocks per game, steals per game. All #1, first to lead NBA rookies in all 4. If he finished the season like that, wow. I mean, he is having such an incredible rookie year, and the team around him is not good. There's a lot of holes in this Spurs offense. Just wait until we get a high draft pick this year. Maybe we get the free agent or trade for a player in the offseason. Once this roster comes together around him and accentuates his game, propels his game instead of maybe hindering it at times with the floor spacing with some of our guys, and obviously the poor defense of other players on the team, he is going to put up even better numbers. Think about what Wemby is doing this year. This is likely, until the end of his career, the worst Victor Wembanyama we're ever going to see on a basketball court. That is scary. Mark the Gamer, good evening to you. Garrett, good evening. Dr. Phil is in the chat. Rich, do you predict we'll win at least 20 before the end of the season? No, I don't think we will. Sorry, Spurs fans. Anybody that's optimistic, I am optimistic too, but I got to be realistic. We're 11-46. That's 25 games left. To expect this team to go 10-15 after we've only won 11 games in 57, I don't see it happening. I hope it does. I don't see it happening. I think we're going to finish probably in the 16 to 18 range, 18 being the high mark there, that being the ceiling, and hopefully 16 the floor. So my projection now is probably about 17 wins. It is what it is. We've already played the Pistons twice, haven't we? Have we played the Hornets twice? Haven't we played the other teams already twice that are down with us? The Pistons, the Wizards, the Hornets. So getting wins with our remaining schedule, which I believe we have a fairly hard schedule, not going to be easy to come by. Beavis, good evening to you. Zach got poster twice. And look, I know it's going to happen when you're at the rim, but still twice in 90 seconds. I was like, oh man, poor Zach. Bobby February, good evening. What's good? I'm doing great. Not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow, but then again, who is? Gabriel, good evening to you. Wizards and Cavs, it's a pool party, all right? Cowboy X Factor, I don't know what that means come through. I assume he streamed the game, if that's what you mean. I have nothing else on that. Lance, I don't know what I want. I really don't know what I want. Suze Daly, hello to you. Zach, yes, Zach Collins has been a liability on the court. Had a great morning this morning. I'll share real quick. A lot of you know I collect comic books, and I went to a comic show expecting to buy, 30 to 40 books, fill out my backpack, be good to go. I ended up buying 3 long boxes and probably came home with, I'm guessing the way I crammed these boxes, over 700 bucks maybe, and only spent $150 on the 3 long boxes. The first dealer I went to had a bunch of X-Men books, and the box was $60, and that box was okay. It was decent, not the best. Then I went to another booth which had just a bunch of Spider-Man books in it, and it was about 75 to 80% full, and a ton of Spider-Man books I needed. And I was like, I think it was just trying to move them. It was 2 for $1. And I was like, how much is for the whole box? And he's like, I don't know, $50. Sold. Then I went downstairs with the guy I brought to the show who had a table, and he had about 9 long boxes of dollar books. And I started looking through, and I'm like, there's a lot of stuff I need here. I'm like, how much is filling a box? And he's like, well, for him, because he helped me out, $50. And then, my buddy said, well, he's with me too. He's like, okay, you can do the deal too, just you. And then I filled another box for $50. So it was a lot of fun. Switchblade, good evening. Watch the Giants do an offseason trade all possible draft assets to move up to more to draft Caleb Williams or stand pat and draft Drake May. Switchblade, the Giants are, and I do want to do more Giants content moving forward, especially the draft getting forward. Even though it's not getting many views, I enjoy doing it. And that's what matters, right? Enjoy what you're doing, and people will come, right? Hopefully. I'm at a loss with the team. Daniel Jones coming back from a torn ACL. He's got 1 more year of his guaranteed contract. Are they going to move on from him now or wait until next year or ride out the rest of his contract? Saquon Barkley, is he staying? Is he going? The offensive line continues to be a mess. We don't have a legit wide receiver. I see a lot of draft boards have us taking the kid from LSU, Malik Neighbors. Am I getting his name right? I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm literally, when I look at the Giants, don't know which direction to go in, because still, after this many years of investing in the offensive line, the line is still a disaster. The team offensively is still a disaster. And you have huge positions like quarterback and running back. We don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. Maybe 20 wins. Remember all the teams were... That's true, Cecil. If we get to 20 wins, then we'll tie for the worst Spurs record of all time. So that's possible. Maybe, Mark? We're not big on... Well, we could use some vets. I mean, Wemby said it himself. He wants some vets on the team. My best case scenario, we get Trae Young in the offseason and draft Rasace, right? Zachariah Rasace? What I meant... Oh, sorry. Is did give you a... I don't think so. I don't think he did a... I didn't know, actually. I assumed he was live. We neither one of us did a raid. I actually forgot about it. Gabriel was a nice haul. Any updates on the P.O. Box? I still have the P.O. Box, Cowboy X Factor. That's never changed. TSR Sports, P.O. Box, something in Manchester, Connecticut. I don't live in Manchester, but it was cheap and it was near some places that I shop at. The P.O. Box is in the description of the video and then on the About section of the webpage. So that's been here for at least 2 years. Good evening, Jared. Diffuser, he should be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. He might not get it because he's a rookie and the Spurs team is not great defensively, even though I believe when he's on the court, I think they're actually like top 10, top 12. He should be in consideration and should make top 3. Even if he doesn't win it, at least give him some recognition what he's doing, leading the league in blocks, leading all rookies in steals per game, with less minutes than some of these other guys that are contending for Defensive Player of the Year. He is not even averaging 30 minutes a game. It pains me to watch Sal Collins. I was a fan of his, and he has fallen off a cliff. He has. Phil, he has. The way he closed out last year really made me go, you know what? Maybe we don't need Jakob Poeltl. Zach Collins looks like he can be that guy at center. He's not that guy. He's not the guy. Phil, you know you don't want to start trolling in football, because I've got the ultimate wild card against you. That's all I'm going to say. Hawkins, good. We got the Dixon Way raid. Good evening, sir. Thank you for stopping in. How would you feel about training your marketing? Well, I'm a Spurs fan, JSN 210, so would I want to trade for him? Probably not. He's had quite a bit of injuries in his career. I don't think he's the guy to help us out. Defensive Player of the Year is more of a team success on defense. It might be Gobert, AD, even Chet is on the Chet's in the combo. Is he really? Breeze 1500, good evening to you. Morgantown Prime, thank you for stopping in. The Dixon Way himself is in here showing some love, where we return the love, because that's what we do. You know, you give back to folks, and, the Dixon Way, I'd really maybe like to do a video, I'd like to do a video with you maybe sometime in the future, where we just sit and talk for maybe 10 or 15 minutes about the DeJounte Murray trade, what you like about it, what you didn't like about it, the Hawks moving forward. Would you like to see them trade Trae Young to the Spurs? What assets would you be looking to return? Or maybe would you want DeJounte to get shipped back to San Antonio? What would you be looking for return? Be very curious to poke your mind about that. Brody Brown, good evening to you. At this point, the Giants will never change as John Mayer's in charge. Well, You know what? Let's get a little swing to all the people coming in.
When you're ready, come and get it.
Fair enough, Bill. And if you ain't down with the Dixon Way rating, we got 2 words for you.
Sucker!
The switchblade Evan Neal has been terrible. Players are on the court, and away we go. Time for basketball. I don't know if that's what he sounds like, but that's what I'm going with. Baby Coyote is also ready. Woo, to go. Boop. There's a boop for good luck. Jazz win the tip. Just a tip. And immediately a block, I think, by Devin Vassell. That happened so fast, I wasn't ready for it. Spurs have the ball. Can Wemby go for a 5 and 5 again? Can he get a quadruple-double? A lot of Spurs fans are thinking he's going to be the first guy in the NBA to get a quadruple-double. Since our own David Robinson went for 34, 10, 10, and 10. Julian Champagnie for 3. That's about right. Didn't make it. The Jazz do have Luka Stamanic, a.k.a. Sandwich. And, man, he did play like a sandwich before he left our team. I was rooting for that kid, man, and he just sucked. Just marking him for 3, no good. Spurs ball. Devin Vassell's open for a catch and shoot 3. No good. And both teams still looking for their first bucket. For the moment, he should have a big night again. Stephen DuBois, good evening to you. Go Spurs, go. Next time out, please remind me to do a raid to the Dixon Way. I don't want to do a raid while the game is actually happening, but when there's a stoppage, a commercial break. And Wemby with his first block on John Collins. Vassell will get the ball into Wemby, and dishes it to Champagnie. Champagnie gets blocked, I think, himself. Back out to Wemby. Wemby's going to take the one-legged running 3, no good. A fight for the rebound, and finally Jazz come down with it. Keontae George will bring it up court, and some pretty much a lack of offense so far. We haven't seen a bucket yet. We're going to have a drive and a foul. Colin Sexton drove on Jeremy Sohan. Sohan's going to call for the foul. Evan Neal's only given up 2 sacks, and he was playing on 2 broken ankles. Oh, was he? Zach, actually, I think I forgot about that. Was he really? So actually, did he play well? Is he just been, for this year, an injury bust? I was not the best on following Giants news last year as the team kept losing. I'll be very transparent. I also started a new relationship last year, so I was very busy in the good way. Jared, I'm looking forward to the Yankees season. I don't know what I'm going to do in far as coverage. I haven't really covered the Yankees much at all the last couple years. We have talked about doing live play-by-plays again for some games, primarily Red Sox and Yankees games, perhaps with myself and Miss TSR Sports. She is a Red Sox fan, so that could be. I need to push this light away. It's way too bright. There we go. I was going to say it's making my shirt blend with my couch. That's a little better. And this isn't a timeout. This is just a talking here. I don't know what's going on. Do we have a timeout? Did Jeremy Sohan take one to the head? Are they worried he got maybe a little concussed? Jeremy is getting checked by the medical staff. Maybe some blood in his mouth. I don't know why I'm leaning to the left. Like, looking at a flat screen, leaning to your left or right is going to help anything. It would be fun, Jared. Or, maybe myself, Miss TSR, and Beantown Breakdown could get together for like a tri-stream, the 3 of us. A triple threat match. I'll be out number 2 Red Sox fan, or me, Bad Dog Sports, Beantown Breakdown, Miss TSR Sports, 2 Yankees fans and 2 Red Sox fans all going at it. That actually could be a lot of fun. Wemby with the ball right now. In the post, backs his man up, kicks it out to Vassell. Vassell's going to get it back to Wemby, 10 on the shot clock. Wemby crossover, drives baseline, going to get fouled by Taylor Hendricks. Hendricks rocking the headman power. We all know headman power is unstoppable. Any cute with that headman? I mean, yeah, it looks kind of like a bandage too, but it's headman power. Spurs ball, they haven't scored yet. Well, never mind, Wemby just changed that with his first bucket. Jacob, yes, I think you'll make the playoffs. Absolutely. Playoffs? Gotta win the game first. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. Herb Edwards. And John Moore? Nice drive by Colin Sexton. Now it's blocked by Devin Vassell. That might be his second block of the game already. It's a block party tonight. Vassell now with the ball, going to drive to the empty rim and tries to throw it up. And I don't know if he dunked that or it was kind of a dunky layup. That was kind of a tweener. And now a steal for the Spurs. We got a 4-on-2. Tre Jones back to Wemby. Wemby's going to get in the paint, throw it up off the glass, and 6-2. The Jazz offense struggling here to start off, or maybe we're playing some good defense for once. Jazz are 0 for 4 from the field. Well, they just might be cold. Markkanen gets in the paint, throws it up, and he was blocked. Spurs in the fast break, Sewing in the paint. He gets blocked by behind, but we're going to get the whistle. And Germany goes flying out of bounds. Yep, playoffs. Talking about playoffs. This year was more of Dable mismanagement injuries this year. Barkley was averaged 5.5 yards per carry running on Neal's side. Wow, Zach, I didn't know Neal actually played well. I honestly didn't. Like I said, I was doing some new things. I picked up hiking this year. I missed a few Giants games. I was certainly out of it with Giants news. A lot of my news I get from the Entertainer Talking Sports. And he was making significantly less content this season besides the live streams. We have a timeout. We got a timeout, so we got to follow through from a man. I need a favor from all of you. Hopefully he's still alive. He is still alive. My man, the Dixon Way, is streaming right now. He's been very, very kind in sending some folks over to us. He's got 21 thumbs up, to 21 from me. So if we could go do a quick TSR raid while we're in a timeout and just run over and say, go Spurs, go, or, yeah, hey, how's it going? TSR raid. Well, let's get this man some thumbs up. It's halftime. Let's help out a fellow content creator. I mean, he's a Hawks fan. The struggle's real, right? I don't know if the Hawks have ever won a championship. Have they? Like back maybe in the 70s or 80s? Nothing recent. But did they win one in the 70s, 80s? I'm actually not trolling there. I honestly don't know. I had no idea. But if you guys could go over there right now, the link's in the chat, and would be greatly appreciated. Cavs, yes. I didn't realize the Cavs are second seed, but I thought they were pretty high up there. My uncle had mentioned it when I saw him at lunch today. And he's like, I mentioned the Cavs were one of the top teams in the NBA. Or Eastern Conference. I didn't realize they were second. Is it possible for someone to play as a small forward? Yes. Switchblade. Anything's possible. I mean, I'm sure he'd be willing to do it. It might be beneficial to him. It's going to really depend on who we draft. If we draft a Zachary Rasache, I would assume he'd be the starting small forward, which then Jeremy would stay at power forward. If we draft a center like Sar, that would move Wemby to power forward, which means Sohan would likely be small forward. I appreciate your raid and my man, the Dixon raid. The Dixon Way. Well, a couple of us gone over, though. Let's get a few more people over there. Come on, my friends. Here's the link again. Good evening, old man. Let's help a fellow person, YouTuber out. Get those thumbs up for him. Get the thumbs up for my man, the Dixon Way. He's got to deal with DeJounte Murray on a regular basis. Come on now. Appreciate y'all stopping over there, by the way. Challenge? Oh, Jazz won the challenge. Not going to be a foul. And I like what he said because I agree with that. If contact is marginal after a block, then we come back to the game and immediately a 3 is fired and a 3 is made. I didn't see who shot that for the Jazz, but they were showing the ref giving the what happened. All right, Spurs ball. Wemby on three-point land. Wemby guarded by Taylor Hendricks. I thought Collins would be on him, but not so much. And now a turnover for Wemby as he gets the ball poked out backdoors. He got double teamed. Didn't sound the way I wanted to. Drive to the paint. Colin Sexton with the layup, and the Jazz have taken the lead, 7-6. Tre Jones with the ball for San Antonio over to Wemby. Wemby throws it out of bounds. Try to get to Sohan, passes a little off. Jeremy, I don't think was ready for it. JBG, I have 0 Wemby rookie cards. I need to work on that. Good evening, Hero. All the starters have 1 block at least? Hawks won a chip in the 50s during the time of J.D. Redick's favorite Robert Cousy and Bill Russell. Okay, Switchblade. Thank you for that info. I actually didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought maybe they would have won one way back in the day. That was a miss by the Jazz. I don't know if we just had another block. Devin Vassell catch and shoot 3 missing. We need Devin Vassell to step up. He was not good against the Lakers the other night. We're going to need a lot more than 3 out of 15 from him if we're going to have any chance of winning tonight. Wemby won another block. Okay. Vassell's going to drive in the paint. He's going to throw it down. There we go, Devin. If it's not working outside, bring it inside.
Underdog of justice.
What's up, NRL Edits? Thank you for stopping in. Vincent, greetings from Colombia. Go Spurs, go. Clay is 20. Another block by Wemby. Spurs try the fast break, and they throw it out of bounds. Led Trey Jones way too far ahead. Kokushiwa, Wemby definitely does have a lot of turnovers, but he also has as many blocks tonight. Just told Keontae George to sit down. No. Toronto Raptors pick conveys. Could you imagine a lineup of Nikola Topic, Devin Vassell, Matisse Buzeles, Jeremy Son, Victor Wembanyama? I'm not familiar with Matisse Buzeles. Is he projected to go in the top 5 or 7? The Spurs are blocking a lot of shots tonight, by the way. I don't know how many they're at, but I feel like they already have like 6 in the first quarter. Somebody wants to fact check me on that, by all means, go for it. Marking with the ball, pass it out. We have 7 on the shot clock. That long 3 is, wow, Keontae George just switched a long 3. Nice shot, kid. One Wemby card on eBay is great. A perfect 10 is 140. That's actually not too bad for a perfect 10. Wemby with the ball right now for the Spurs. Gets in the paint, spins around, throws it up, and off the glass, no good. Spurs have a weird schedule this week. We'll, of course, be live for every game. Live tonight. I believe live Tuesday and Thursday, and then that's it. Hendricks misses it as Spurs ball. Jones getting his pocket pick from behind by Markin, and the Jazz have a 3 on, well, they have a 1 on none fast break as John Collins is going to go in and throw it down. Pop is going to call a timeout. Spurs down 12-8. Isabel, good evening to you. You do need to get some sleep. Absolutely. Breaking news. Victor Wembanyama has officially invited the entire NBA to his block party. Spurs do have 6 block shots, but you know what? You're down by 4. You block all the shots you want in the world. Don't matter if your score is less than your opponent's. Kokushiba, we're not there yet. I hope he goes down as one of the greatest of all time and he enters that discussion with Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Timmy, Bill Russell, Wilt, Kareem, Larry, Magic. I would love him to join that crowd. That would be incredible. Good evening, Greg. Miss TSR the Fair is not here, and Bear the Magnificent is not here either. That being said, Headband Power Grogu is here, and Baby Coyote, King of the Wild Frontier. Boom, 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 boom. What am I singing? La 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 la. Am I singing the Smurf song? What the? Am I just singing the Smurf, dude? Turnovers do kill Smart the Gamer. And I would love to see Wemby go for another 5x5. Absolutely. Anthony, I'd like to see Julian Champagny back on the bench personally. My favorite things about the season is respect all the players. They are given a lot of respect, Dr. Phil. They are literally saying this guy's the next big thing. All right, and all right, let's keep us posted. By any chance, do you have anybody around you who's a fan of the Dodgers baseball team? Around me, no, Isabel. Living in Connecticut, I'm sure there's Dodgers fans out here on the East Coast, but I don't personally know anybody. Valhalla Sports Talk, I believe, is a Dodgers fan. That's about it. I'm a Yankees fan. My girlfriend's a Red Sox fan. It'll be a house divided this year. But I don't know any Dodgers fans. Trey's a good backup point guard, but he's not a starter. Tycoon, good evening to you. Yes, Wemby 3 blocks in 5 minutes. Phil, you're not a Dodgers fan, are you? Aren't you Spurs, Falcons? I thought maybe you were a Braves fan or Astros or Rangers. Are you Actually, I have no idea who your baseball team is. Wasn't nice to have the picture of Wembanyama's son? Yes. I was a casual Brave fan, but oh, okay. So you were a Brave fan. Anthony, I think we're. I mean, Wemby can say it's center clearly. In the star, at least with the stars we have right now, the long-term answers are not Trey Jones and Julian Champagnie. Blake Wesley is checking in for the Spurs. All right, well, I need to change this. I need to move that down just a little bit like that. I'm more centered. That's another turnover for the Spurs. And you know what I'm tired of saying already tonight? That's another turnover for the Spurs. How many do we have already? We have 5 turnovers in the first 5 turnovers already? How? Why? How? Jordan Clarkson with the ball for the Jazz will get it into John Collins. Collins double teamed, triple teamed, gets it out to George for 3. In and out burger. And Vassell with the rebound. 5 turnovers? Come on. Greg, we are very high up there in assists. We're just also very high up there in the turnovers. Wemby with the ball right now, tosses it in, and that's going to be another turnover. Try to get Son. Oh, my God, guys. A fast break layup for Chris Dunn. We're going to be done if we can't keep the ball in our hands. This is ugly. Sohan runner in the paint, air ball. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. What do I say to this? 6 turnovers already? We're on pace for 24. Collins for 3. No good. John Collins, by the way, not Zach Collins. He's not in there for the Spurs yet. Vassell open for 3 from the corner. There we go. Who am I going to give that 1993 Rookie of the Year Mike Piazza 3-6 Ultra card to then? I finally clear it up. I collect sports cards, Isabel. I'm not saying send it my way, but I thought, was Piazza a Dodger or Met at that time? Was he a Dodger rookie? But I would love to have something like that. But by all means, don't feel obligated to send it this way. Chris Dunn for 3. But I am a sports card collector, and I do collect everything, pretty much. And cool stuff like that I would appreciate. But again, I'm just throwing it out there, but I'm not asking for it. But you said who, so I just threw my name in the hat. Have a sell pull-up jumper. Switchblade, he's now unknuckleheading it. That's not a word, is it? That's a miss. Spurs ball. Sohan will bring it up. Out to Vassell. Vassell back to Wemby. Wemby back to Sohan. Sohan's going to get blocked on the dunk. Get blocked by Taylor Hendricks. Jeremy finishing the paint. Jordan Clarkson for 3, good. Oh, Wemby. Wow, really, Isabel? That would be really cool. I should grab my sports card collection in the next commercial break. It's not a great collection, but I got Sohan for 3. Obviously, I have a lot of San Antonio Spurs cards. I used to like Mike Schmidt back in the day. I have a lot of his cards. Jose Canseco, Eric Dickerson, New York Giants, Clarkson for another 3, no good. That'd be something to do on halftime. Just go to some of my sports cards just for fun. There's not a lot of value there, but I don't collect it for value. I used to collect sports cards because I like the stats, the cool pictures, and I love stats. I'm very much a stats guy. Wemby, nice crossover dribble, gets in the paint, layup. Oh my God, why? Nothing's going in. Nothing's going right in the first quarter except for the blocks. Why am I stressing out? George for a 2, no good. Blake Wesley will pick it up for the Spurs. 2:40 to go, and our offense is stagnant, to say the least. And Wemby playing a lot of minutes in the first quarter. We just turned the ball over again. Brian, I agree. Toby, this is the longest he's ever played in the first quarter. At this point, I would say take him out. I'm sure he is gassed. Do we have 7 turnovers already? 8 turnovers? I don't even know what to say. The second quarter had been our curse spur of the moment. It's like it changes on a bi-weekly basis which quarter is going to be our worst. And we have a timeout. I'm going to move Headband Grogu. What I'm going to do here is while we're in a timeout, I'm going to grab some agua first. But I'm going to go grab my box of sports cards, which is about 15 feet away that way once they go to commercial break. We have 9 turnovers? Are you serious? Is it that, what? We have 9. This is a challenge, not a timeout. Good evening, Mastro. We're challenging the out of bounds. Oh, okay, Phil. They're saying the ball went off of Blake Wesley's leg. I'm assuming that's what they're challenging. I know a lot of Spurs fans want Trae Young, but honestly, I'd rather go after Darius Garland than Trae Young. I think we're going to have to give up too much for Trae Young, which is why I don't want to pursue him. I don't want to give up a bunch of assets, and then if he doesn't work out, which he might not. I know there's Dallas Cowboys fans in the chat. You guys traded Herschel Walker to the Vikings, didn't work out, and sent them back years because you got 1 million draft picks for Herschel Walker. I don't want that scenario to play out in San Antonio. And yeah, Kokoshibo 13. I honestly do not get Pop. He doesn't let Victor play more than 5 minutes on so many first quarters, and now in Colorado with elevation, he plays. Colorado? They're playing the Jazz, not the Nuggets. I don't know the elevation in Utah. We lost it? Yeah, we did. This has been a not good game. Yo, Anthony. Ernesto, it is looking like we're going to lose that protected pick. And it's going to roll over next year. We don't know yet. Marketing for 3, and he's fouled. Oh, my God. Okay, Bobby. I wasn't trying to troll you. I just didn't know if you were... I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't know what you were thinking. I want to make sure we're on the same page. But yes, I figured there's elevation in Utah. I got to assume Colorado's much worse. We've seen NBA players have difficulties with it. NFL players, where I've really noticed the elevation affect people, is in the UFC. When fighters are fighting in Colorado for the first time, typically Denver. I've seen some guys usually that are cardio freaks, get gassed in the first round. Marketing at the line with a chance for a 4-point play. Let's be safe from Young and the Hawks go. Yes, if the Hawks, that's the other thing too. If the Hawks go into rebuilding and they tear it all down, and we have all those unprotected picks, we could have a chance at Cooper Flag. My girlfriend will be very unhappy, for the record. Collins in the paint with the reverse layup. Good. They're experimenting with our nerves to check which losing quarter gets the most fans face bombs. What, Trae Young is having finger surgery? I didn't even hear that, Phil. Yeah, that's the first time I'm hearing of that. Marking in the paint, turnaround jumper, good. Amityville, I don't disagree. Trae Young out 40. Wow, Atlanta is totally imploding. Speaking of imploding, that's another turnover for us. Chris Dunn, coast to coast dunk. We're lucky we're only down. Wait, is it 28-16? They have 28 up on the board for the Jazz. Did I mess up somewhere? 28-15 according to the scoreboard. Wesley in the paint misses a runner. Ball, he falls out of bounds, and the ball is going to go to the Jazz. I don't think that will be a turnover, but my goodness, we are turning the... Wow. Hanover Fifth, good evening to you. Diego, no comment. Let Lakers get young and let Hawks be as bad as possible. Listen, that's the one thing that we also have to remember with the Spurs, having all those unprotected Atlanta picks, and 2 unprotected picks in a pick swap, missed by marketing and Spurs ball. We could bail them out by trading for Trae Young, and they would want all those picks back. I'd rather just wait and see what happens with Atlanta. Oh my God, we turned the ball over again. This is embarrassing. Do we have 10 turnovers in the first quarter? Trae Young for 3, an air ball. Seriously, Trae, you're shooting. You're just gonna run up to this. I'm gonna lose it here. I'm gonna lose it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay possible. I'm trying to stay positive. I don't know how to. How do you stay positive when your team's now 15 in the first quarter and has what, two-thirds as many turnovers as they do points? I don't know if I said that right. I'm so frustrated. I don't think I did, but you know what I mean. Clarkson, jumper in the paint. Good thing I have two friends that are Jazz fans. Trey Jones out to Collins. Collins for three. Wow, that Collins made a three. With 0.7 left. XXL2, good evening to you. TG1, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say with all these turnovers. This is just ugly. I don't know how you can be an NBA caliber team and have this many turnovers in the first. Well, what's the record for turnovers in the first? Is this the most turnovers in the first quarter in an X amount of years? Well, I'm going to go grab those sports cards now, since we talked about it. I'm going to put up a Go Spurs Go for like 10, 15, 20 seconds. Be right back. And hopefully I won't be going to that box all night because we're not talking about the game. So be right back, my friends. Go Spurs Go! Go Spurs Go! It's in the way. Almost here. All right, I'm back. There's my wall. What's up, Mr. Z? Ugly first quarter for San Antonio. Very ugly first quarter. I can't sugarcoat that in any way. Yeah, pretty much a buzzer beater. It's 8 turnovers in the first. Okay, so A is still really bad. Zach Collins hits a 3. He's untouchable. Don't trade him. I got this box here. It's a 3,000 count box, but it's oh gosh, he's first. So I wasn't kidding. First thing I see is Jose Canseco. I was a fan. A game used bat. An autograph card. Actually, I think he autographed one of these. I met him, and he personally autographed this. Met him at the Eastfield Mall in Massachusetts, which is now closed. He did a Q&A, autograph, and inscription, and picture for $75, for which me was worth it. It was like $75 to do a private Q&A with a group with Jose, get a picture with him, get an autograph, and get an inscription. Yeah, to me it was worth $75 because one, he was one of my favorite players back in the day. Two, my mother had passed away like a week before that, and I needed something to cheer me up, and that was I was like, you know what, my mom would want me to go, and I need something to get my mind off of things. Back to the second quarter. We'll go back in the box here in a little bit. Champagne for 3. Nope. Roy Garza, good evening to you. Sanders, I used to watch the WWE. Actually, I didn't watch a lot of the WWE. I used to watch a lot of the WWF. That tells you it's been a while. Markin in the paint, throws it up, and gets a little lucky roll. 34-18. We're down 16 points. 16 points. And we just turned the ball over again. Jordan Clarkson for 3. I don't know what to say anymore. Calvin, good evening. Alexis, good evening to you. Raphael, it's not looking good. Who just hit that 3 for Chetty Osman for 3? Somebody in the chat earlier said, no way the Spurs lose. Never, ever, ever, ever type that anywhere. You're just jinxing a bad team. Clarkson, jumper, no good. Going to get fouled and going to line for 2. LeBron James is 74 points away from 40,000 career points. Wow. Wait, Suns and Lakers star players showing their age? Really, Calvin? I mean, there are some old guys out there. When you got to cut down the turnovers, I agree. That's his only weakness. Yeah, James, that's probably his biggest weakness. Sorry, my clock's a little ahead. I was looking at the chat. Clarkson makes the first one. Zenahawk, we can't trade him until, well, obviously can't trade him now. The trade deadline passed. I don't really know if he's that tradable. With how bad he's been playing lately, his trade value is not high. What are we going to get from another second-round pick? We have a million second-round picks. All good, Roy. All good. Good evening to you. Thank you for stopping in. Collins in the paint. No good. Jazz ball. Clarkson will bring it up. Out in three-point land. 16 on the shot clock. Wheels on it over to Dunn. Dunn's going to drive on Trey Jones. And passes it to Julian Champagny, who's not on his team. Jones will bring it up. Gets to the Collins. Collins in the paint. Gets blocked. Walker Kessler with the block. And now a whistle. Oy vey. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, my friends, please do so. It is fast, fun, nutritious, and delicious. It does help the channel. My goodness, I could use support more than ever with the Spurs playing continually bad. Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs, go! I want to take a third-round pick for Gollins. Nice. T. Gunk, good evening to you. Veronica, we had like 8 or 9 turnovers in the first quarter. The chocolate should have been out. Marking for 3, no good. Chetty Osman will bring it up for the Spurs. No, he won't. Get it to Trey Jones instead. Jones back to Osman. Osman drives in the paint. Loses the ball out of bounds. This is like a running joke. We turn the ball over every other possession. We were close, Rico Suave. We were. Well, Wemmy's only weakness right now is his teammates suck. That's a big one too. That is a weakness. Chris Dunn out in three-point land, bounces the ball off Chetty Osman's leg, his foot, kick ball. They'll get 14 on the shot clock. We have 21 points through about 15 minutes of game time. This is rough. Hello, Mars, to you. The Spurs are over Sunday. Yeah, fundamentals, effort. I don't know. I'm trying to stay positive on this game, but there's not a lot going right. Clarkson's going to drive. Step back jumper, good. 41. We're down by 20. Is this game going to be over in the third quarter? Are we going to be down by like 40? Trey Jones, runner off the glass, good. Are the turnovers unforced errors or what? Greg, a lot of them are, yeah. There are definitely some unforced, just throwing them into wherever. Bryce Sensabaugh for 3. Veronica, I had a great weekend. I had a fantabulous weekend. Started off Friday night with the Lakers and the night with Miss TSR. And yesterday we spent the day together. That's a bucket for, I don't know, I think Zach shot that. I'm half paying attention right now with us being down this much. I'm sorry. Had game night with friends Saturday night. Got a lot of stuff done. Saw family this today. My aunt and uncle, which is great. Went to a comic show this morning. For those that didn't hear the story earlier, Jordan Clarkson for 3, no good. I went there not expecting to buy much, but I didn't buy 1 long box of comics. Not 2 long boxes of comics, but 3 long boxes of comics. Malachi Branham running the paint is an air ball. Julian Champagny gets the ball back to Branham. Branham's follow-up is good. And we're going to get a timeout by the Jazz. Spurs now 44-27. I can just show you. Look at all the stuff I got on the floor to go through. There's a lot of stuff on the floor there. Keeping me very busy. It was 3 boxes. The reason there's now 4 as well. When you start bagging and boarding stuff, it starts taking up a lot more room. Or it gets girthier. Hey, good evening to you. Thank you for stopping in. Mark the Gamer, good night to you. I have a lot of people who are going to call tonight. Hammer Fist, I don't have any. I've heard it's really good. Ron, a good evening to you. Marquise, good evening. This has to be the worst Spurs roster ever. It's going to be the worst team ever when it's all said and done. I never read Sandman. It's Vertigo. I'm very familiar with the series. I don't own any. I know a few of the books are not overly expensive. I suppose I could get in trade paperback. I haven't read a lot of Vertigo titles. Is Preacher Vertigo? I'm one issue away from finishing that run, and then I'll read that. I recently picked. Got a run of Hellblazer 1 through 83, which is the original Warren and Ellis run. So I'm going to try to finish that and then read. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff I'm behind on reading because I keep bringing stuff in. But good news today is I did sell 5 boxes for a lot more than what I paid today. Actually, more than triple what I spent. So what I do is I do a lot of fill box sales for fun, and then the stuff I want to keep, I usually keep about half of it for myself, and then smush it all together and sell it pretty much for what I paid for or a profit, small profit. I'm not looking to do this as a job, but my hobby fuels my hobby. So essentially, the stuff I do buy that I want to keep ends up, I don't want to say being free, but the stuff I sell covers the stuff I bought, so it works out pretty good. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. At Academy, there's a shirt that says tree. You almost bought a tree hugger shirt. Will the Spurs pursue Jonas Valanciunas from the Pelicans this offseason? We need some bigs to help Wemby. Is he available? What's he, like 30, 31? I don't know if the Spurs are going to go for too many players that are north of 30, but we could use some vets. All the turnovers are due to our boys being gassed and surprised with the elevation. It could be, as well as it's really dry, so it makes it hard to get a grip on the ball. That, and we're just playing bad. That Utah Jazz cheerleader is hot. Christoph, good evening to you. Welcome back, Zach. The one holding the soda cans. I don't see her. I don't see the cans. I'm looking for a cheerleader. I just see dudes right now. If I see her, well, I'll look at her. I can't believe we're down 17. I hope we turn this around sooner than later. These are the worst type of games to watch. They are not fun to watch, not fun to call. I appreciate you being here to no end, but I know you guys at some point are going to be like, this game's over, we're out. Wemby's still getting a rest on the bench. He did start off playing about 8.5 minutes in the first, which is the longest first quarter I think he's ever played in his short NBA career. Jazz ball, and that runner is good by Sensabaugh. Good grief. The Jazz are going to put up. The Jazz going to get to 65-ish before this, 60 to 65 in the first half. The cell pull-up jumper, no good. Sensabaugh at the rebound. 7.5 minutes to go. Jazz up by 19, 46-27. And we're going to have a foul. I might be digging into these sports cards sooner than later. Yes, Ozzy, it is. Bring John Stockton out of retirement. Greg, this crowd does make the games much more bearable. If I was watching this alone, I'd barely be watching the game. I'd be going through my comics. I'd have the game on, but it would not have my undivided attention. Deflector assists. Yeah, we have some problems there. And Malachi Branham is a turnstile on defense, so that certainly doesn't help. Can we start a GoFund to have Zach sit for the rest of the season? I don't know where Barlow is alive. Somebody said he's nursing an injury. What's our worst loss of all time? 48 or something like that? 46? Defensive foul on Colin Sexton, I think. Hello, follower of Christ. Thank you for stopping in. Good morning, Joining Chong. You're coming into the struggle is real stream. As Brandon misses a jumper in the paint, the Spurs are getting whacked right now, 48-27 by the Utah Jazz. Taylor Hendricks flies into the paint, throws down a two-handed dunk. We're down by 23. Vassell to Sohan. Sohan tries to one-hand it out. A super oddly jam it. Gets out to Brandon instead for three. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Brandon won another three after we get the offensive rebound. Hey, he made one. We cut the lead to 20. Mackey, change my God this defense to my God this team. It's not, well, offensively, we're not cooking either. 30 points in about 18 minutes of play. Walker Kessler in the paint, layup good. Rico Suave, I don't know what we're watching. Who's my favorite actor to play Batman? I think I might go Christian Bale. Zach Collins in the paint, no good. Gonna get fouled, 2 shots. Probably Christian Bale. When he played over 8 minutes in the first quarter, he just hasn't come back in. If Chet was with the Spurs, not only would the Spurs record be any different, it'd probably be worse. Wow, you got Michael and then Ben. So when we say Batman, do we mean just Batman? Or do we mean Batman, and he missed the first free throw. Batman and Bruce Wayne, because I don't think Michael Keaton's Batman or Bruce Wayne was great. I think it was okay. I did like Ben Affleck as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I was surprised. I didn't think I would like him, but I thought he did a really good job in the abysmal Superman versus Batman movie. He missed them both. He did. Elias, the struggle's real today. Gave Brandon a message and he got the clue. Brandon has played a little better lately, Bobby. Not great. It's definitely better. Wemby's getting ready to check back in. I'm sure he'll play the rest of the second quarter. And we need somebody to turn the juice on. That runner's no good by Sexton. And the Jazz are going to get the loose ball. Sexton drives again into the paint. And he's going to get clobbered. That's a foul. What did happen to Keldon? He came off the bench and then disappeared very quickly. How bad was Chicago during their rookie year? I mean, they made the playoffs. The team itself was bad, minus Jordan, but they made the playoffs. They got swept by the Celtics in the first round. I know people with the Jordan versus LeBron talk, you know, the LeBron fans will say, Jordan sucks, he got swept in the first round. Forgetting LeBron didn't even make the playoffs his first year. I don't get that. And Jordan may be the GOAT, but that Celtics team was stacked. With, I think, 5 Hall of Famers. Vassell going to take the 3. Nope. Kessler with the rebound. 52-30. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Going to stay with Utah. Worst nightmare for Spurs fans right now in the second half. Dollar store Luka checks and explodes for 30. Talking about Luka Samanic. To be honest, I've done 1 or 5 simulations at NBA 2K24. Wembanyama only has 1 championship with 2 players, Halliburton or Darius Garland. Wow. Kellen's bench because he was pounding all day. Yeah, Kellen's looked on and off. Clarkson, good. Random kid, yeah, this is bad. We're down 54. Wemby in the paint. He's going to get a huge dunk.
Thunder Dunk of Justice.
Jazz ball, 3-pointer from the corner, in and out Burger. Wemby with the rebound. Good evening, Leo. Don't look at the scoreboard. Do not look at the scoreboard. Nothing to see here. Wemby one-on-one with Jordan Clarkson. Huge mismatch. Turnaround jumper, no good. I think he should have went to the rim. Oddly, it's going to be. It is going to be the worst first team ever. Corner 3 is no good, but the follow-up tip by Taylor Hendricks is. They are going to score 60 on us in the first half. Easily. Devasell out to Wemby. Wemby back to Devin. 14 on the shot clock. Devin's going to start to drive. Gets in the paint. They wheel around to Malachi Branham as he passes it out. Branham for 3. Malachi's been playing, you know what? He started hitting shots more. Toby, we'll win a couple more games before the season ends, but right now I have us projected for, what did I say earlier? 16 to 18? It's probably closer to that 16. Wemby with the ball, pull-up jumper. All right. I couldn't find anyone to help build my house. I never remember that the San Antonio Spurs. The bricks. I don't think Wemby's getting his ASS whooped. He's got 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks, 4 of 8 from the field. The Spurs are getting their A whooped right now. Collins going to take a 3. John Collins' 3 is good. 59-37. Worst Spurs team ever and going into a bad draft. And that's not a horrible draft, but it's not. I think Wemby just missed a pull-up jumper. It's not as good as this year's draft, or well, last year's now. It is Jazz ball, and there's 3 minutes to go, and we're gonna have a whistle away from the ball. That's gonna be on the Spurs, I think. Zach, I'm sleepy. Wemby getting a national AWS whooping is a national tradition now. Don't compare that frame to the greats. Well, we're going to timeout. Let's dig back into the sports cards. Since we were talking about sports cards earlier, I don't have a lot of graded cards, but I got a couple here. One of my, not in the best of shape, only what, 6.5? There's like no light right here where I'm looking. Or 6. I used to love Mike Schmidt back when I was a kid. There's Schmitty. And how can I not have a David Robinson graded rookie card? This thing was counterfeited a lot back in the day. I have an ungraded one. Who knows? That could be a fake. I don't know. Doubt it, but it could be. I don't know what else to do here during the game. I'm trying to, like, you know, I got a pile of David Robinson here. That sounds bad. No, I actually don't have many Robinson cards in folders. I got an autograph here, but I don't know what the hell this dude's name is. I don't know who this is. Let's look at the chat real quick. He's a rookie. He is. Veronica, I was busy preventing forest fires? What? You're actually right, Henderfist. Nobody's watching this game nationally at all. Yeah, Mike, the game started. Mike, did you say the one... Were you the one that said no way the Spurs lose this? Yeah, this game isn't wrapped. I can't wait to see what the Spurs do in summer. Hopefully get rid of Kellman, Zach Collins, and dead weight mostly. I know. Well, for Robinson cards that are in this box, I mean, I have a ton of Spurs cards that are in the top loaders. Obviously, his rookie. Rookie sensation card. I don't have anything of significant value, by the way. I love this picture. His USA team card. Some kind of shiny card. I don't know. Another, I don't know. I don't remember what it's... Ooh, I like this one. David flying through the air. That's cool. David blocking... Perkins, wow. Was it Sam Perkins for the Lakers way back in the day? The Admiral comes prepared. None of these cards have any significant value. And I don't care. I remember one of my biggest pulls that I went nuts with as a kid, opening packs. I think it's still in here. I went absolutely bonkers when I saw it. My mom's like, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, I can't believe I just got this. And she's like, this is when inserts weren't a big thing with sports cards, when they just kind of, the bubble of inserts. But I remember pulling this Larry Johnson autograph out of a pack. And oh my gosh, I just went nuts. You know, when Grandmama was a big thing, I was like, oh my God, I pulled an autograph. Because back then it wasn't common. Now if you buy a box of cards, there's an autograph or two in every box. And granted, it's going to be, maybe some guys you've never heard of. Chris, I don't know who we play next. We play Griffey Jr.? There's a couple in here. I don't have his upper deck rookie. I never owned that. I can't believe we're going through cards tonight, but you know what the heck? When your team's getting smoked. I know we play Tuesday and Thursday. I think I have some Griffey cards. There we go. I have some Griffey cards. I got 3 of his Donruss rookie, 2 of his Fleer rookie, and 2 of his Bowman rookie. I don't have the upper deck one. Never got that one. That was a miss by the Jazz. Spurs ball. Devin Vassell misses twice in the paint. Not once, but twice, because that's how it goes here for San Antonio. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and I think it's still going to be Jazz ball. How many times I have a lot of Greg Jeffries cards, Veronica, from 88 Donruss. And they're worth nothing. Unfortunately, I started collecting sports cards in the late 80s, which was like the worst era of sports cards ever. 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. Especially the 88, 89, 90 era. All worthless. You can literally find thousands of those cards on like Greg's list for like $50, $10. Ran up for 3. I need to focus on the game, but we're down 22. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Jazz ball. Right, Zenahawk? Timberwolves? Question mark? Do we play a Timberwolves this week? That could be a rough game. Yes, his junk wax era, yes. 88 tops is so overproduced. You can find unopened boxes for like $10 or less. They're worthless. I still enjoy the cards because I like stats. I like, seeing how the players are playing up to that point, see how, their the cell in the paint gets blocked. Seeing how their stats proceeded throughout the career and then how they decline. I don't know. I love stats in the back of sports cards. Collins in the paint. John Collins, excuse me. I'll pass it off to Colin Sexton. Sexton's going to throw it up. He's going to get fouled. Going to the line for 2. I screwed up this kid. It's weird because if you look at the 80s, like 84 Donruss, I believe that has, or did have, absurd value because it's a low print run. 84 Fleer had a lot of value. 84 Topps had value. The 85 sets had value. 86 Donruss and Fleer had a lot of value. I mean, this is back when I used to check price guides. I don't know if that holds true. 87 Donruss and Fleer had some value. Topps, had less value. And then you get to 88, and there's no value across the board with any set as far as I'm aware. 88 Donruss, 88 Fleer, 88 Topps, all worthless. There's also no big rookies in there. I'm trying to think who's the rookies from 88. I don't think there's really anybody that became a Hall of Famer in the 88 class. Both free throws good. 89 had Tom Glavine, Randy Johnson. So I mean, at least Wemby with the alley-oop dunk. There we go.
Thunder dunk of justice.
That's what we want to see from Wemby. Spurs only down by 20. We have 39 points. We have 39 points. And Wemby causes a turnover. Spurs on the fast break. Demisel sprints into the paint, throws it up, and misses. And Devin is down out on the floor. I think he's okay. Maybe. Maybe not. Still face down. I want to see what happened. Dem was going for the layup. Pushes off, actually, marking it, and then just falls on his right side. I don't know where he was injured. Flying through there, fell hard. I don't know what the injury is. Sure, Anthony. He's up. He's walking around. He's good. He's all right. The team's not all right. I'm sorry if I'm distracted, but my goodness, when your team is down this much in the first half, you're going to start chatting with the chat. Talking, whatever. It is Jazz ball. Shot clock is off. They can hold for the last shot. Jordan Clarkson drives. Pass it out to Sexton. Sexton now drive. Throws it up off the glass. Good. Spurs got a second. They'll give it to Wemby. He throws up the half-court 3. Not going to count even if it went in. Vinny the Microwave Johnson. You're going back hot check, Torres. I remember Vinny. I don't know what to say about this game. Look at the halftime stats. There's not a lot of positive. Bill, that's got to be up there for one of the worst first halves of the season. I don't know. I can't remember if we were down more against the Clippers. That Clippers game, we were getting quite annihilated. But 63 to 39, excuse me. Feels like we have 29. That is BAD. Let's pull up the box score. What's that? Oh, baby Coyote, he's done. He just wants to sleep. Headband Grogu is asleep. Grogu and Coyote have checked out, and I don't blame them. I'm hoping something happens that causes them to check back in, but for the time being, they're like, we're out. All right, we got outscored 32 to 18 in the first, 31 to 21 in the second. So overall, a suckfest across the board for us. There's still a half of basketball left, so maybe we can turn around. Let's take a look at Utah Jazz first. John Collins with 5, Lauri Markkanen with 13, Taylor Hendricks with 4, Colin Sexton with 10, and Keontae George with 3. George having a rough night from the field, shooting only 1 of 6 so far. Off the bench, Sensabaugh at 5, Kessler with 2, Clarkson leading all scorers with 14. Not a bad time off the bench for him, and done making us done with 7 for our San Antonio Spurs. Julian Champagny, 0. Does have 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block to his credit. 0 points. Jeremy Stohan, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Not bad there. Also 0 points. We have 2 guys on our team with 0. I want you to think about that. 2 players with 0 points in the starting lineup. Trey Jones has 2 points, does have 5 assists at least. Devin has 9. He is struggling a little bit from the field, though. 4 of 11. And Wemby, 5 of 10 from the field, over 2 from beyond the arc, but 5 of 10. Got 10 points, 4 boards, no assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Unfortunately, does have 3 turnovers. How's this for a stat? We haven't made a free throw tonight. The Jazz are 9 of 9, including Colin Sexton, 6 of 6. Our entire starting lineup has not taken a free throw. Not even one. That is bad. The team does have 11 turnovers as a whole. Majority of that coming in the first quarter. Off the bench, Zach Collins is actually playing okay. He's got 5 points, but he is rocking a minus 15, so there is that. Osman with 3. Calvin Johnson, 4 minutes. 0s until you get to the last column, a foul. Calvin Johnson has played 4 minutes, and his only statistic is a foul. Wow. Malachi Branham is scoring. He's got 10 points in 12 minutes, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, so at least he's starting to come around a little bit. Blake Wesley didn't miss both of his shots, but he does have 4 assists and no turnovers. But Champagny, Sohan, and Kelvin all having 0. Especially Sohan and Kelvin having 0 is not going to translate to this game, us winning this game. And right now we're not. We're down by 24. Haven't even cracked 40 points. We'll pull up the chat. Chat with the chat. Maybe pull up some more cards. I don't know. San Antonio Hotspur, what's going on? Jesus Christ, Caesar. Who does Phil think he is? Prime Kobe? Definitely not. Please no arguing in the chat, by the way. No STFUs. If you're not getting along with somebody, just stop talking to them. I'd rather have you stop talking to them than having the wrench gang and myself start timing you up because things start getting escalated. We're all Spurs fans here. None of us are happy how the team is playing this year. Things are going to get better. Just not right now. Rebuilds take time. Unfortunately, we have been spoiled. If you're old like me, then, well, I wasn't around when the Spurs made the jump. But we'll use a slightly more recent jump. When the Spurs drafted Tim Duncan, they instantly were a playoff team. So I think a lot of Spurs fans said, okay, we're going to draft Wemby. We're going to be a playoff team. Forgetting when Tim Duncan joined the team, David Robinson was coming back from injury, and at that time was still playing in an all-star caliber level, or averaging a double-double, over 20 points per game, over 10 rebounds. I think he averaged over 10 rebounds per game his first year at Timmy. He was still, near prime David Robinson. He was on the decline, but he was still, putting up good numbers. Wemby has nothing like that on his team. He doesn't have an all-star, former defensive player of the year, former scoring champion, former MVP, and a leader. He has none of that. So to think that Spurs were going to go to 50 wins this year, I would have loved it. Obviously, it's not going to happen. Look around historically, teenage rookies, some of the great players that we have currently playing, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, their team sucked their first year, did they not? They didn't have particularly great years. They had okay years. It's tough watching our guys lose. I hate it too. especially as a Spurs content creator, not just as a fan, but as a content creator, where I've had nothing but 5 years of losing with you guys. That's all we've seen is 5 years of losing. That also means 5 years of dealing with a lot of negativity. And I just brush it off when I see comments that are negative and, this, that, and the other. I'm just like, okay, get it, whatever. I read it, like, heart. I appreciate you watching and sharing how you feel. I used to let that get to me. I don't anymore. This team will get better. We'll be under Pop's tutelage at probably more at the tail end. I can't see him playing or coaching past his current contract. And I'm guilty of this, overrated the talent we have. I was hoping Keldon Johnson would be an all-star. He's a good player most of the time, not tonight. At times, he shows signs of greatness. He's also a 29th overall pick. Yes, players produce at late draft positions. Manu Ginobili, Nikola Jokic is the biggest example. Second-round pick, that's one of the best players in the game today, maybe the best. But I expected too much out of Keldon. Quite frankly, Devin Vassell, the first few years, and people aren't saying it this year, but the first few years we're talking about him being the next Kawhi. He's going to be an all-star, this, that, and the other. He is what he is. He's going to be an 18 to 20 point per game guy. I don't think he's going to be the number 2 on this team. I think he's going to shine as the third option in the offense. Wemby doesn't have his Robin yet. I don't think it's Devin Vassell. I hope I'm wrong. But I think we expected Jeremy Sohan to grow too quickly. And then the team hasn't done us any favors as fans. Starting Jeremy Sohan at point guard, which actually was a disaster. Starting Malachi Branham at point guard was a disaster. So, I mean, they're just, between the team maybe making some bad decisions and then us just expecting too much out of guys that much was never expected out of. I get the frustration. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't want to see you guys argue amongst each other. I hate seeing that. Because in the end, we all love the team. We all have different opinions on how we should get better. Some of you want Trae Young. Some of you don't. Some of you want DeJounte Murray. Some of you don't. Some of you want Kawhi Leonard back. Most of you don't. But a lot of people have different opinions on how our guys can get back to the promised land. And personally, I respect all those. I don't agree with all of them. But if you feel like this, that, and the other should happen for the Spurs to become a championship team again, okay, that's great. I hope if that happens, then I hope that does work out. Anyway, I've not looked at the chat in a while, so let me take a look here. I was expecting more of a higher lottery team, just not bottom 3. Yeah, James, I was kind of in the same boat. I figured we'd be a lottery team again, a late lottery team, not a bottom 3 again. Silent Hooper, the one contract that I'm not a fan of is the Zach Collins one. He's taking a step back right now. Kellen has been playing like Dookie lately. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if this demotion to the bench has done something up here. I would prefer Kelvin starting lineup over Julian Champagnie. Pacheco Torres, not really. Our talent is not there yet. We have a lot of mid to lower level players. You know what, Vasco? Yeah. Look at our starting lineup. Jeremy Sohan may be a quality starter sooner than later. Is he an NBA starter right now? Probably not. Julian Champagnie is not a starter. Maybe not even a backup, and he's starting. Trey Jones, I like him. He's a backup point guard. If you look at our starting 5, the only 2 that would be legit starters, obviously Victor Wembanyama. I don't think anybody would dispute that. I think Vassell would be a starter too in the right situation. His defense has not come along the way I would have liked it, but I think he could still be a starter on a lot of teams. Then after that, it's kind of a crapshoot. Kelvin is off and on. I like him as a player, but at times, spur of the moment, he does a lot of great community things. He seems like a likable guy, but he's like a lot of our guys, inconsistent. Pop does have 5 championships. I can't argue with that. Who bullied KJ into playing trash lately? Bude, that's a good question. Veronica, you'll be a Robin? Okay. I love the little hand up, by the way. I like that the cute emoji. Three Beards, what's up? He says, we're going to be great in 3 years. I think free agents are going to flock here. People are going to want to play with Victor Wembanyama. Look at the way Trae Young just smiles when he talks about Wemby. He wants to play with him, and he may come here. Just hopefully not at the expense of sacrificing all our assets over the next 5 years. I graduated from high school when Tim got drafted and moved to Austin. Good time to be... Yeah, it was a good time. Pass me the ball and watch what I do with it. Kellen just hasn't developed any part of his game, to be honest. Just put on muscle since he's been here. That's about it. He hasn't developed a lot, Jesus. He really hasn't lately. Hi, TSR. Just came into the stream. What's the recap of this game so far? What's the recap? We've been turning the ball over a lot. Can't make shots. Not playing much defense, except for some blocks in the first quarter. It's been a very rough game to watch. We need players, and straight up, we see you guys. There's a certain player I'm looking for in that 2025. I hope we get. Are you talking about Cooper Flag? We have picked. We did pick with Silver Halliburton and Maxi May. Now, Flex assist in the Spurs defense, and maybe they should have some foresight, and maybe they didn't. When we drafted Tyrese Halliburton, when we drafted Dennis Allen, not Tyrese Halliburton, DeJounte Murray was our starting point guard. And I would think at the time the Spurs, I should have put half up, I'll just put Q3 up since we're closer to Q3 then. I would think the Spurs expecting him to be their franchise point guard for many years to come. So it wouldn't have made sense to draft Halliburton in the first round. I don't know if we needed a shooting guard in the first round at the time either. I'm trying to remember what our starting lineup was at that point. Do we have Derek White in the starting lineup? Maybe they had the foresight they were going to trade Derek White. That's why they drafted Dennis, though. But I get you. But did anybody think Halliburton was going to be a 25-12 guy at this point in his career? No. Nobody did. Come on. You're saying he did? Come on now. He might have had to be a good point guard, but the level he's playing now already, I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. What would your dream offseason look like? I don't know. I definitely think we need to upgrade our small forward or point guard. Those are two critical starting positions. Unless they move Sohan to the 3, Wemby to the 4, and draft Sarr at center. And what would you guys think of a starting lineup? Just a hypothetical. If the Spurs drafted Alexander Sarr, and then it's Sarr, Wemby, Sohan, Vassell, and they do trade for Trae Young. Is that enough to be a championship team? I don't know. KJ with only 4 minutes is something about his future. Phil, that's something to watch. If this continues over the next few games, yeah. Not going to lie, the Spurs are so pathetic. Remember their dynasty, and seeing this trash is painful. WNBA teams would do better. I'm so behind on the chat. I'm sorry. Wow, I miss Jeremy Sohan sucks, man. I don't want to say he sucks. I'm not going to say he sucks. He's not. I'm not going to say any NBA player sucks because they're in the NBA. It would be a dream to be on a 10-day contract for the Spurs and just sit on the bench and play like 20 seconds at the end of the game to say I played for the San Antonio Spurs. To get into the best of the best, they may suck compared to other players on their roster or in the league, but I personally just can't. I don't want to. Maybe in anger I'll say somebody sucks, but if you're in the NBA, you did something right. I'm way behind on the chat. I'm sorry. Nobody to rich fan suck. Then yeah. The hindsight with Halliburton is, I get it. I get maybe a sandwich sighting, maybe, but there's no way we could have known he's going to be that good. Wemby, was that a dunk by Wemby? I was looking at the chat. I'm sorry, I missed so many chats. I'm sorry. Brian, good evening to you. Thank you, Just the Guy. Lots of respect for TSR. You've been one of the most consistent Spurs careers. Thank you, James. It's been tough. It was a thunder dunk. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was.
Thunder dunk of justice.
Vassell gets in the paint, throws up a circuit shot, and going to get fouled. Easy win. Rose City, good evening to you. My apologies if you missed anything in the chat. We were going over a lot tonight. I'd like to think I've been one of the more consistent content creators on YouTube. There's a lot more Spurs content creators now at Wemby there. There's Spurs channels popping up left and right that I've never heard of, and I look and I see they've primarily started making content when Victor joined the team. But you know what? It is what it is. Maybe they're more fans of Wemby than the Spurs, and Wemby's causing them to create content. You can't knock anybody for doing what they like. Just like people sometimes look on my channel like, why are you covering Kai Soto? Who gives a crap? I give a crap. Why? I'm actually interested in the story. Yes, that does bring in views. He has a huge, for obvious reason, Filipino following. I'm generally interested in the story because I'm rooting for him. He's an underdog. I see people rooting against him, and I've been the underdog in a lot of part of my life. You know, was just terrorized at school and bullied, and just to see somebody trying to live their dream and make it, it's got me rooting for him. And he's got a whole country rooting for him, so I think it's cool. And I hope he makes it at some point in his life. Just like I hope we make it to 100,000 subscribers someday. Devin Sell turnaround jumper, no good. Turnover by the Jazz. Spurs ball. Over to Trey Jones. Okay, Trey Jones hit a corner three. I was just thinking, like, I don't know if that's a shot we want, but you know what? He's going to have to take those open shots to keep the defense respectable, and he's going to have to make them, and he made one. Now, I don't want Trey taking like 5 threes a game, but when the shot's there and open, like that, you got to take it. Yeah, go Spurs go is right. Let's go. We're only down by 20. Rebel Carlos, I do. It's one of those things where prior to the 2022 draft, some fans on the channel, and I do have a lot of Filipino subscribers, were saying, hey, Rich, check out Kai Soto. And I just did. And I was like, okay. And then I did a video on, and then just originally to start off, it was fun getting the feedback and, you know, doing a little research on the story, but I generally just became a fan, and I wish him well. I love the way he dunked. Wemby with a turnover. He dunks hard, and I do like a hard dunker. And I'm rooting for him because I can relate to the underdog, the Rocky story. It's going to be an over and back for the Jazz. Oh, section go out of bounds. Backcourt violation. Spurs ball. Chris, he's playing in the Asian... What's it called? The Asian... is it the Asian Championship or Asian... He's still playing. He's definitely playing. He had his a career best game a week ago. I did a video on it and watched the highlights to it. So I'm a little more seasoning. You never know. Wemby with the turnaround jump hook air ball. You can't teach height, and he's what, like 7'3"? So he has that going for him. Just got to continue to get better at his craft. Taylor Hendricks drive baseline, throws it down, 67-45. We might have a sandwich sighting tonight. We might see Lucas Sandwich. Trey Jones is going to take another... What is happening? Trey Jones is hitting three? Hurricane Megan, no call to come back. Maybe it'll be a comeback. Oh, rest in peace, Carl Weathers is right. Apollo Creed. Drive by Cantley George, baseline, layup good, and the Jazz just 69-48. So and down the other end, throws it up, misses, going to get fouled, go to the line for two. And I think Carl Weathers, I'm going to think three things. Apollo Creed, Action Jackson, and last but certainly not least, Dylan, you son of a bitch, with the manliest handshake in the history on the planet. Of course, talking about Predator. I feel like the team needs a small forward more than a point guard. We're getting more glimpses of Wemby playmaking lately. Champagne sucks as a starter. Zachary Sachet, maybe? Isn't he shooting like 47-48% from beyond the arc? So if we were to draft third or fourth and he's available, which I think he would be, a player like that would give us floor spacing. And if Wemby's kicking it out to him, he's got almost a 50% chance of it going in. Oh, Happy Gilmore, too. Yes, a play to mind. I forgot the character's name, but it was this guy, right? Mackey, yes, we do have zero threats on the team outside of Wemby. Vassell, a little bit of a threat, but overall, aside from Wemby on the Spurs, who are you really worried about shutting down? And that's my argument with Wemby for Rookie of the Year over Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren's not the guy on the Thunder. He, I'm sure, benefits a lot from that. When you game plan for the Thunder, you're trying to shut down SGA. Wemby is our SGA. Jeremy is 6'8", but can't dunk on a 6'1" guard. If we just got two draft rights before Wemby, our lineup would be... Oh, if we got two drafts right before Wemby, our lineup would be Halliburton, Sohan, Wemby, Sengun, and another... Wow. I know Sengun was the one we would have taken, too. Wait, Predator? I mean, you're talking about Bill Duke's character? Mac! Oh, having so fun. I'm shaving. It's not a razor, but... It looks like that's his character, Mac's character throughout the movie. Such a great movie. Miss TSR Sports and I watched that about a week or a week and a half ago. She may have seen it way back in the day, but didn't remember a thing about it. So I was like, well, let's watch Predator. Stick it around. Want to draft the best on-ball defender available in the draft. Is that Williams? Of the Cody kind? The Cody Williams? There's been talk, I think, about him possibly going number 1 overall. How is SJ more efficient than Wemby? I don't know. Who said he's more efficient than Wemby? I didn't. I said you game plan for SGA as opposed to Chet Holmgren. Well, somebody might have said he's more efficient in the chat. I don't know. Consistent shooter would be good. Eliza, good evening. When do they announce Rookie of the Year? That's after the regular season and some point during the playoffs. Is it May, maybe? Well, if you had Halliburton, you probably want... You know, if we had Tyrese Halliburton, we probably would not have Wemby. Let's not forget that. I agree, Hot Check Torres. Jeremy Sohan at the line makes the first one, the old one-handed job. I would be good for the... I hope they're still making it. I like to see the Giants in the Super Bowl. It's been a while. It's been over a decade. Spurs need to watch Rocky's speech to his son video. You talking about Rocky Balboa, Rocky 6? Spurs do get the ball back. The Spurs are 2 of 6 from the line. You make the ball in the Wemby in traffic. Wemby will get it to Jeremy. Jeremy pull-up jumper in the paint. Short. Wemby with the offensive board. Wemby with the turnaround dunk. No good. Wemby gets the miss. Throws it up and misses again, but this time he's fouled. I'm going to go to the line for 2. MVP Boudet. I mean, Jokic is going to be in the running. Giannis will be in the running. Embiid out. I don't think Embiid's... Actually, Embiid is going to miss too many games to qualify for any award, isn't he? Doncic is going to be in the running. Those type of players. I agree, San Antonio Hotspur. Wow, that ball just bounced around 100 times in the rim before it went in. Good evening, Why Not Jack? Welcome to the blowout. Wemby with 13 and 6 tonight, plus 3 blocks and a steal, and I think he has 3 or 4 turnovers. 0 assists for Victor tonight. He missed the second one, and our team is shooting terrible from the line tonight. What are we, 3 of 8? We can't shoot a free throw. Can't stop turning the ball over. Just... what a subpar effort by San Antonio tonight. Thank goodness they don't have a back-to-back tomorrow. We play Tuesday, we play Thursday. I don't remember we're playing, but that's a block by Vassell. Wemby's going to bring it up the court, sprints up the court, and drops it off to a trailing Champagny. I don't know if that was on purpose or if it got tipped. We're only down by 17. Welcome to the blowout. Has a nice ring to it, low-key. Keith, good evening to you. And Wemby with another block. First one of the second half. And then almost turns the ball over. Trey Jones chucked it out to Champagny. Champagny corner 3. Devin Vassell with the follow-up. That's good. Hey, the lead's 15. We're slowly coming back. All right, Real Micah. Have a good night. Wemby is Wembying. John Collins flies by Wemby, gets in the paint, throws down a dunk, and in the process gets fouled by Devin. We do need some stops, and giving them an and 1 is not the way to do it. We will have a top 3 pick. It's just seeing what happens with the Toronto pick. Elias, that's going to be very close to not conveying and rolling over to next year. So I would not count on that Toronto pick at all. It's top 6 protected. The Raptors are, what, the 6th or 7th worst team in the NBA, so they could very well draft in the top 6, which means the Spurs don't have that pick. Butterfly, good evening to you. Butterfly saw you a little earlier in Valhalla Sports Talk, doing a little NASCAR. Didn't know if you're a NASCAR fan or maybe you're just hanging out, which is good too. Wemby with the ball, drops it off to Vassell. Vassell going to drive in the paint and turns the ball over. We are just turnover prone. Fast break and a whistle on the foul on the break. We need to make a ton of moves in the offseason. I can only say at least 4 players that deserve to stay. Wow. 24 is considered a weak draft. Hot check. Yeah, it's not deep at all. I'm throwing the towel, guys. 2 title took the team. Yes, Isabel, good night. Thank you for stopping in. Get some rest. Just hanging out. Devin has war vision going on a pick and roll. Eric, we'll be doing a lot of videos about the draft once we know where we're picking. I could do some videos now about prospects, but we have no idea we're going to draft. And that's why I waited this year. Both free throws good. As soon as we were announcing the 1 overall pick, it was a no-brainer. The Spurs were taking Wemby and nobody but Wemby. So at this point, I'm like, let's wait and see what we're picking. Wemby's going to get to the paint and gets an easy layup. I hate the Warriors. Okay, NRL edits. Did they lose? Did they win? We need some runs here if we're going to make this game respectable and have a chance in the 4th. Let's get this lead to single digits in the 3rd. Marketing with a weird move in the driving to the hoop. Almost looked like he walked. And a goaltend? Oh, there's a goaltend. Veronica is 6'9", and she could play power forward. Veronica, I doubt, is 6'9". Raptors currently 7th worst team by 1 game. And Dragon, they're trending in the wrong direction, aren't they? My clock's a little behind. We'll get that fixed. Wemby with the ball right now. Starts to drive into the post. Back out to Devin Vassell. Catch and shoot 3. Okay. We are losing 117, 103. Okay. Come on, guys. Get a run. Let's go like an 8-0 or something. Marking him driving the paint and gets blocked by Wemby. Talk to the hand. Raptors have a two-game win streak. No less. Okay. I hope the Raptors go on a pretty big winning streak and finish. I'll take their draft pick now. I don't know. Wemby with 5 blocks, 3 consecutive games. That's right. Christopher, I appreciate that. It's I just enjoy doing it. I've said it before on the channel. Anybody that's new here, but if you're new, like and subscribe if you're a Spurs fan. We have a wonderful Spurs community. This channel's been around for 5 years, and the Spurs have only been a losing team. The Giants have been pretty much only a losing team too, except for an anomaly of a playoff year. That being said, I'm enjoying doing Giants content again, and even though the regular, like the last video did get almost no views, I enjoy making it and doing it. I was like, you know what? Just enjoy doing Giants content. It'll take a while to build a following, but eventually you will, and if you're enjoying it now with not getting any views, you'll still enjoy it while it is getting views. I don't know. But I'm excited about the draft coming up for New York. Wemby will get the ball into Vassell. Vassell almost loses it, and does lose it. Turnover for the Spurs. Fast break, Colin Sexton. Dunk. Down by 21. Pop's going to call a timeout. Oh, Elias, if we get the number 1 pick again, yes, NBA fans will be absolutely livid with the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA. Caesar, good evening to you. People enjoy witnessing Wemby. Don't take it for granted. That's true. All right, let's go back to the basketball cards here. What else we got? I don't think I have a lot of Tim Duncan cards. I don't have a lot of Spurs cards at all. Actually, the extent of my Spurs cards is right here. Oh, right here. But I have a lot of, stuff that's actually in top loaders. I showed you guys the David Robinson stuff earlier. Oh! It's a Marco Bellinelli autograph. Forgot I had that. All right. We got a Vinny Del Negro card that was signed on the back. That was from a fan, so thank you very much. I do have a Timmy rookie card. Number 1 overall. I think that's my only Tim rookie card. I had a Tim Duncan own the game card. I don't know what this is. I think that was an insert. I'm obviously not a sports card aficionado. Sean Elliott autographed this when I was in San Antonio. That was cool. And then this is a Devin Vassell rookie card, I think. This is the only rookie card I have of any current Spur. I have Trey Jones rookie card too. And then the next thing I saw, I forgot I got this in a pack. He's not a Miami Heat player here, but still not liked by the Spurs community. Though Miss TSR would appreciate to have his autograph because he's arguably the greatest male basketball player ever out of UConn. I forgot I had Ray Allen's autographed. That was an insert card from Skybox. So got a Ray Allen signature. Look at that. Who knew? I have, I think probably one of the reasons too I don't have a lot of Spurs cards is I live in the East Coast. I don't go to sports card shows, and when I rarely see sports cards up my way, there's not going to be any. It's going to be like all Red Sox, Patriots, Celtics, Bruins because I live in New England. Be some New York players there too, like the Giants, the Jets too, maybe the Bills, but it's all stuff up here. Just like clothes, I don't see. If I want a Spurs hat or any type of clothing, I have to buy it online, and I just haven't actively looked for Spurs stuff online. The only thing I bought Spurs sports card wise was on eBay. It was like a lot of 300 or 400 Spurs cards way back in the day. I bought it like, I don't know, 20 years ago. And I got like a huge stack of Robinson cards, a ton of Sean Elliott cards, and just not anything like of significant value. It was just cool to get a whole bunch of Spurs cards. All right, Robert, we'll get a Go Spurs Go up there. Caesar, the time will come sooner than later. I only have a few Wemby cards. I have no Wemby cards. If they're expensive, I'm probably not going to be buying one anytime soon. Kathy George for 3. Devin Sell with the rebound. Maybe I'll buy a... I used to find these things at Walmart would be like 12 random packs of basketball cards or 15 packs for like $10. Maybe I'll buy one of those someday and they can pull a Wemby rookie that way. Champagne for 3. Of course not. I'm going to foul on the Spurs. Sign has 1 point in 23 minutes. No Spurs cards are worth anything except the Wemby rooks. Well, Tim Duncan's cards should have some value, shouldn't they? I could probably dunk on Collins, especially if they posterize. What else I have in this box? Oh my gosh, Mark McGuire. Good grief. To my older subscribers, remember when this was worth a lot of money? Now it's worth nothing. Mark McGuire's rookie card. Zach Collins for 3. No good. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Jazz ball. Oh, gosh, I have a bunch of... Ooh. My old school Yankees fans. Thurman Munson rookie. Rest in peace. He's been gone a long time. This is a great picture of him, by the way. I don't have any Mickey Mantle cards. Mickey Mantle cards are not cheap. Probably I don't have them. That runner is no good. Going to be Spurs ball. Blake Wesley will bring it up the court. Gets it up to Champagne. Champagne Vassell in the paint. Throws it up. No good. Going to get fouled and go to line for 1. Jet had 29, 8, and 7. Wow. 3 blocks and a steal. That's a damn good game. I see beef on the right corner of some of your beef. Oh, no. It's not beef. Cowboy X Factor. Top right. It's Vid EO. That's what I use to change the aspect ratio of some of the videos to 9:16. If I shoot with my phone, it's like some of the Giant shorts, that's already in 9:16. But when I take clips, let's say, out of one of this, right now I'm shooting in 16:9. So I use video to put it into 9:16. But because I don't pay for it, they do put a watermark on it. It's like $30 a month. I'm not paying $30 a month to turn my videos into 9:16. Spurs to scrimmage of stars helped him get better, right? Collins has never been a great interior defender. Has been getting totally decimated this entire year. The last few games have been horrible, Crawford. They have. Sexton in the paint. Runner, no good. Collins with the... Finally gets the rebound. 80-61. Where's that run to make it single digits? Zach in the paint. Throws it up. Misses everything. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Spurs ball. That kind of day, my friends. That kind of day. A lot of fans want Trae Young to come here. Rico. Suave. I don't know. Not really. Oh. Wait, a timeout. Quick timeout. Remember the offseason when the team was saying they're ready to win more games? Yeah, right? We have OKC on 229? That's going to be rough. No, we have 2 free throws for the Jazz. I'm sorry. James, you're not the first person who said that. Chris Dunn at the line misses the second free throw. Ball's going to go out of bounds. I should take a look at this first schedule coming up. I have no idea what it is. We got a game Tuesday and Thursday. The Spurs have the Timberwolves Tuesday and the Thunder on Thursday. That's going to be rough, my friends. Jordan Clarkson for 3. Like, whether you're going to start to drive, pass it out to Vassell. Vassell drive, gets it to Collins in the paint. Collins is going to get rejected. Then Zenaholic, I'm delusional. What does Trae Young make us a contender right now? Are you going to give up all those first-round picks Atlanta gave to us and players? And then where are we? Right in the middle of the pack. He's one of the worst defenders in the league, is he not? What's one of our problems? Defense. He's a high-volume, low-percentage shooter, isn't he? He's a good player. I'm not going to say he's not. And I would love to be wrong if the Spurs get him and he makes us a contender instantly. I don't think he does. I think that sets us back. That's what the Dallas Mavericks did when they drafted Luka Doncic. They immediately brought Kristaps Porzingis in and tried to make the team a contender right away. We would be doing the same thing. Giving up a bunch of assets for Trae Young, and then if it doesn't work out with his huge contract and he leaves, or if we're just stuck in like the 6, 7, 8 speed, where do we go from there? Is Atlanta winning with Trae Young right now? Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, don't they have Christian Wood as well? And Clint Capella, and they can't put it together? All of a sudden, Trae Young coming here makes us a contender? I don't think so. That's my 2 cents. If he comes here, I'll root for him, obviously, and I'll hope everything I'm saying is absolutely off base. But I think they're just going to, I don't think it's going to be the answer. Also, though, if you guys don't know me, personality-wise, I prefer to build teams, not try to buy teams. And this one that's going to be buying. I feel like we're going to have to give up so much to get him. And if Atlanta's tanking right now, and Collins at the line for 2, missed the first one. If they're blowing things up, those draft picks, those unprotected draft picks they have, are going to be so valuable. If we get Trae Young, they're going to want all those picks back, and then some. I have a feeling you're going to want 4 or 5 first rounders for him. I don't think he's worth that. No, KP was not a good fit. I'd rather have held on to Drew Eubanks for Zach Collins. That's a good one. I respect your opinion, by the way. If you think Trae Young makes not, I don't want you to think I was attacking you. I just don't. As I talk about it, against it. But I understand some of you want him, and if we get him, I will root for him and be happy to eat my words. More than happy. But if you guys don't know me very well, I will root for every player that's playing on the Spurs, and would love to be wrong about any player that I say don't think this gets us there. Because that means the team is doing good. And that is, in the end, what I want for all the Spurs fans. Spurs Nation, I do know that movie. We're going to have another foul in the inbound. I thought Click was a good movie. Sometimes they say you eat the bear, but sometimes the bear eats you. We're getting it live tonight. JJ Sports coverage, yeah. I feel the same way. Walker Kessler at the line for 2, and I'm sorry, I'm barely paying attention. We're down by 21, and I feel that we haven't been competitive at all except for the first couple minutes. Someone asked me to play NBA 2K24. I don't own it. I do have an Xbox Series S. I just started playing Dead Island 2 with some friends Saturday night. I haven't played a sports basketball or a basketball game on any video game system since NBA Live 2006. Yeah, it's been a while. For the Xbox. I love basketball. I'd rather... Oh my gosh, we had a Sandro Mamakelsvili sighting. Wow. Mom was in the game. I don't know why it doesn't say it on the player tracker. Unless he's unknown player on ESPN and they don't have his name in the bank. Yeah, ESPN's not updating it. Hey, Zach Collins hit a 3. Holy moly. 17-point game. Baby Coyote doesn't want to watch this South 77. He's sad. Damian, good evening. Spurs losing, not surprised. Touche. That's a miss, and it is Spurs ball. Mamu's and Pops throws in the top. I don't think so, Boudet. He might just be experimenting with the lineup because nobody's getting it done tonight. Zach Collins in the paint. Little jump hook. Yeah, that's no good. Free Barlow. I agree, Leon. Mick, some fans have said go after Killian Hayes. I'm not for or against it. He's a horrific shooter. And from what I understand, can't finish at the rim. And the last thing we need right now is somebody that hurts our floor spacing even more. Collins pull-up jumper banks are good. We already have tons of issues sometimes with floor spacing. Even worse now, Doug McDermott was the top 3, I believe, three-point shooter in the NBA when he was with our team. I think he was shooting about a 44% clip. He's off the team now. And you bring Killian Hayes, who can't shoot for you-know-what, as we're going to have an offensive foul, I think, on the Jazz. To be fair, TSR, I don't think there are a lot of championship teams outside of Denver and Golden State that built from the draft. Even then, Denver needed to trade for Aaron Gordon from other places. That's, I mean, your core. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson were draft picks. Obviously, Jokic was a draft pick. It's my thing. That being said, if the Spurs, if we could bring in like Tyrese Halliburton or Luka Doncic, or like I say, Eric Blaine, Mama runner in the paint, good. Could we get this close to single digits? Baby Kyrie reminds me of Sylvester's nephew. That was uncle. Nah, Blood's got Selena Gomez photoshopped in his room down. I don't understand what that sentence says, Griffin. Can you put that in English? It is Jazz ball, marking corner 3. Oh man, so much for coming back and making it single digits. Tracy Martin, good evening to you. Listen, Selena Gomez will be here until my girlfriend decides to eventually join me live here, and then Selena will be, and Miss TSR will be there. But for the uninitiated, I can see where that might be. I don't see why it'd be anything. She's wearing a Spurs jersey. She's my co-host. And Baby Coyote's he's too darn small to take up that space. So you can't even see him. Whoop. Aw, look how cute he is up there. And then Headband Grogu, I mean, he's too small too. Yep, that's a score, buddy. That is a score. It's that bad. It is that bad. First free throw is good. They're getting it crushed. TSR, maybe change slant. I had Timmy up there, James. I mean, this is the classic setup. You can see Grogu right, just right. I realize you can actually see him back there. I'll move him down a little bit. That looks a little weird. Oh my gosh, we are just getting. Oh, missed a free throw. Apparently, I'm sorry. 91-72. Both teams in the bonus. Is she a Laker fan now, Rico? Oh. No, we're not, Albert. We're not. Little give and go with Mamu. Mamu's going to get blocked. Is this a goaltend? Goaltend. All right, so we'll go into the fourth quarter down by a lot, but maybe we can make it come. Surprise dunking behind Selena. That won't fit right. I know what you're talking about, but he cuts off like right here. I can't get him there. Why is Pop playing? I don't know why Cullen's only got 4 minutes tonight. Opinion Sports Show. I don't know if he's in the doghouse now. Walker Kessler with a reverse dunk. Ouch. He's not a head injury. He's not head injury, Grogu. He's headband power, Grogu. See? He's fine. Headband power. Bump, 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 bump. Headband power. Headband power. I can't even get his hands together. There we go. Anyway. Not gonna lie, Selena is way better than Tim Duncan picture. It makes him look like a creep in the picture. He does look a little, not creepy, definitely weird. Champagne is not better. No, I don't think he is. Keldon in the tank house. Nice. Oh no, I reset the score. Well, you know what? This looks a lot better, doesn't it? Let's just go with this. This is how it works, right? It's 0-0, right? The Spurs are. It's just been a very low scoring game, and we have a legit shot at coming back. I'll fix that in a second. Q4. What's the score? 93-74. Nada. I suppose I could leave that up, and then if somebody's coming in, I'd be like, yeah, it's been a rough night. The Spurs are down 93-0. That's what it feels like, right? Damon, I didn't have Beavis with me. I did have the Butthead with me. let's leave this up. Rough night. There you go, Greg. If Kelvin does not play much the rest of the season, then he is probably getting traded in the offseason, which not something to keep an eye on yet, but it is awkward. He only played 4 minutes. By the way, just to nobody's surprise whatsoever, I was going through my sports card earlier. While we're still on a commercial break, I have so many more New York Giants cards. I showed you guys a small stack like this of San Antonio Spurs cards. This is all New York Giants. I got a million Tiki Barber rookie cards. Monty Tuma rookies, tons of Jeremy Shockey rookie insert type stuff, numbered stuff. Rodney Hampton, remember old Rodney Hampton? Man, he never quite turned out the way. Oh my gosh, I got a Ron Dane autograph. Freaking Ron Dane. Oh my Lanza, he was. Wow, Chris Calloway's autograph. You remember Chris Calloway? I did actually say Tiki Barbie. I collected football cards more than basketball back when I collected, so that could be part of it too. Marking for 3, no good. That's it for the cards. We'll focus on the game. Spurs down by 19. Can we get one last push? Vassell for 3? All right. 16-point game. Yes, Tiki Barbie. Tiki was a good player. Fortunately, when Giants fans think of him, they're going to think of that comment where they said something along the lines of Eli Manning will never win a Super Bowl. Tiki retired, and Manning and the Giants won a Super Bowl the very next season. Marking in the paint, no good. I think the closest we've been in the second half is 15. Ball's going to get punched out of bounds. Going to stay with San Antonio. 16 on the shot clock. Can we make a comeback, Spurs fans? Can we make this respectable? Zach is not on the court. Actually, if you look to the top right, the players that are on the court are right there. I gotta move it down just a little bit. There we go. Wemby for 3. This is the closest we've been since the second quarter, I believe. Maybe the first quarter. Jordan Clarkson pull-up jumper in the paint. Bounces around, no good. Wemby with the rebound. Are we going to make this interesting? Trey Jones in the paint. Misses the layup. Going to get fouled and go to the line for 2. Never say never. Atlanta will never consider trade for Trey without Vassell and Flecker assist. First rounders. Damian Aggrey. You know what? People will forget that Plaxico Burress incident not only ruined his career, the Giants had a legit shot at making the Super Bowl again that year. Before he shot himself in the leg, literally, the Giants were, I think, 11-1. And then they finished 12-4 and then I think they lost their first playoff game. I don't remember if they won one and then lost one, but they were rolling. And then without Plaxico, he was our number 1 wide receiver. The offense was not the same. The team was not the same. I'm sure it was a major distraction. And things fell apart after that. I think they could have made it to at least the NFC Conference Championship if he didn't do that. Kessler with another reverse dunk as he gets by Wemby. Wow. 95-82, 10 minutes or 20 seconds ago. Spurs have been down by as much as 20-something in this game. But they are battling back here a little bit in the fourth quarter. Hopefully it's not one of those too late situations. Wemby flies by Kessler. Throw it down.
Thunder dunk of justice.
Brandon Jacobs he was a beast when he was young and healthy. What a move by Wemby and a finish. Clarkson jumper in the paint, no good. Fight for the board. Kessler gets the rebound. Come on, Spurs, get a rebound. And now they turn the ball over. A steal by Mamu. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Gets it up the court. Over to Trey Jones. Back to Vassell. Over to out of bounds. Bad pass by Vassell. Wemby wants the foul. Not going to get it. That was filthy. Flecker says yes, he does need to work on his boxing out, which could be part because of his size. He's Wemby with 20 points, 9 boards, 5 blocks, and 9 of 16 shooting. Spurs on a 10-2 run in the last 2 minutes. They've been doing this a lot lately, and they don't wake up until like the fourth quarter when they're already down by like almost 20. It's been a trend a little lately. Not a trend I like, to be honest. Ah, shoot. Marketing for 3, that hurts. That's the end of the run. Trey Jones drives in the paint. Out to Vassell, catch and shoot 3. All right. Wemby will put on 15 to 20 pounds of muscle and be tough. Slowly but surely, though. We don't want to put that on, within 6 to 8 weeks. Gradually build his body up. Just like we're going to gradually build a dynasty. Turnover by the Jazz. Spurs on the run. Branham in the paint. Layup. We're down by 9. Come on. Beat the Jazz, because 2 of my best friends are Jazz fans. Let's go. Matthias, good go. Spurs go to you. Wemby would have a good game without those 4 and 6. Do they have 10 turnovers combined, Marco? Well, 10 turnovers. You know what 10 turnovers does? It makes me feel like this. It doesn't make me laugh, Kawhi. It makes me sad. Do not find happiness in other people's Okay. I know Mamu's actually putting some effort out there. 10 turnovers for the 2. Mono making plays Collins never could. Yes, the laugh of death. Can you imagine 1 or 2 more good players, what that would do? Ideally, I think we do need to bring some vets in. We do need some vets off the bench at some point. We need some depth at the bench, and I'm certainly fine with bringing in free agents like that. As far as our starting lineup, Champagne's got to get out of it. I think we need to get BPA, best player available, either at the 1 or the 3 in this draft. I know some folks want Sar. If the Spurs go that route, which I don't think they will, I don't think we're going to do the Eiffel Towers, but if they do, then Wemby and Sar would be probably interchangeable at the 4 and 5. Sowen would slide down to 3, but sell at the 2. And then we still have a question mark at point guard. Now, some of you Spurs fans are saying, well, we'll suck next year, and then we'll get Cooper flagged the following year, and now our roster is complete. A lot of stuff has to happen for all those things to play out. I doubt that happens. Never say never. I'm really wondering what's going on with Keldon, though. Can we sign Patty Mills? Right? I don't mind Patty on the bench. Don't we still have a roster spot because of Charles Bassey getting the injury exception? I think we still have a spot, don't we? I'm watching more of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan after the game. I watched the first season, Dr. Phil. I enjoyed it. Miss TSR Sports said the rest of the seasons are good, but not as good as the first season. I was like, you know what? I enjoyed the first season so much. I'm just going to stop right there. Trae Young surgery Tuesday on his left hand, out at least 4 weeks. Something to keep an eye on, too. That can be an injury that reoccurs in his career. Hopefully not. Julian to the placeholder so Kellen can come off the bench. I know, but Kelvin's been playing bad lately. Julian just doesn't. Does Julian even scored yet? Did he hit a 3 tonight? We don't need to suck next year. We can still get Cooper Fly with the Atlanta pick. Victor, that's right. 2025, that's our first unprotected Atlanta pick. Clarkson for 3, no good. Wemby had the rebound, and then Clarkson just knocked that out of his hand and launched it way up in the stands. Spurs are making a game out of this. I don't want DeMar back, Damian. Not at this point. An aging DeMar DeRozan, not going to... No, I'm good. Glad the Spurs are making a game of this, though. Penalty, the Spurs fan? Yeah, we were down by as much as 20 at one point. We are making a comeback here. Momentum is on our side. Wemby turnaround Jay is off the rim, no good. Jazz are going to get the rebound with a little over 8 minutes to go, 98-89. Markin is going to drive into the paint. Drops it off, and a tough shot by John Collins will not roll in. Going to get fouled and go to the line for 2, and he may have hurt himself a little on that one. A little bit of a stinger on his hip. They're frozen. We were down 24. By the way, if you have not hit the thumbs up, my friends, don't forget to do that. It does help the channel. The only thing I'll ask for here, well, maybe a little subscribe to if you're a Spurs fan or just enjoy the content, but make sure you hit the thumbs up. It does help the channel. That's one of the biggest things. If you are a fan of TSR Sports or a subscriber, viewer, or all of the above, the best way to help a channel you like is the thumbs up and commenting. And of course, hanging out on the stream is a big help too, but would appreciate this. Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs, go! The 2035 NBA Finals. I mean, I'm glad. I hope we win that, Jared, as well as many of them preceding that number. RLE, Robert Ory. Yeah, you're right. Vassell, quick pull-up jumper, good. Vassell's actually having a pretty good game. Doesn't he have like 24, 20, 26, 25? I don't know, something like that. 27, all right. So the one number I didn't mention out of that bunch. Ball goes out of bounds, going to stay with the Jazz. Yeah, be careful putting the score, Matthias, in the chat. Make sure that I have the same score. If you are slightly ahead of me because of how you're streaming the game or watching on cable, the Wrench Gang will time you out, and I'd rather see you not get timed out. As Taylor Hendricks hits a big 3. 103-91. Wemby out in three-point land, pick and roll. Back out to Devin Vassell. Gets it to Wemby in the paint. And he's going to get fouled. The play-in next year, yes, penalty. Actually, my expectation would be no less than the play-in next year. If we're drafting another guy in the top 3, then I assume we're going to sign some kind of free agent, make some kind of move, or trade for some kind of player for depth on the bench, or guys hopefully develop in the offseason like a Branham, a Wesley. And Trey Jones all of a sudden becomes a 40% three-point shooter in the offseason. Sohan develops. It's a lot of ifs there, though. Sohan gets it to Wemby. Wemby turnaround jumper, no good. Going to get fouled. And I think he's going to the line for 2. I don't want to be a playing team next year. I want to be number 1 seed. Okay, even better. Can be. Let's go to Spurs to you. Seb, LA Spurs to you. I'm not upset more. Warriors have the Wizards suck. If we play our assets right now, next season we can be a 6 seed. I mean, that would be a big jump. Wemby with 20, 10, and 5, so a double-double, 5 blocks again. Is he close to 5 steals at all? Makes the first free throw. I know he's nowhere near 5 assists. Last I checked, he had none. Wemby has 1 assist, so he's not going to sniff 5 assists more than likely. But is he getting close on steals at all? To go for another 5 block, 5 steal game? Second free throw is good. Our free throw shooting, by the way, tonight has been horrendous. We've missed a lot of free throws. So if our free throw shooting was at least somewhat on point, this would be maybe a 6-point game. Jazz ball. Clarkson going to drive. Gets everybody turned around and misses a shot. Nice job by faking all the Spurs out. The ball's going to go out of bounds, and I think it's staying with Utah. Wemby 5 more blocks, he'll get a triple-double. I don't think he's getting 5 more blocks in the last 7 minutes. Plus, he's going to get a short rest at some point. Adriel, that's a prediction. You don't have a flex capacitor. Yeah, Switchblade, I don't know what Kelvin did or what he didn't do. 6 in the shot clock for Jordan Clarkson. Drives in the paint. Pull-up jumper. He's been very good tonight. The hardest thing to be a playoff team is to find a superstar. I already have that next year, so it is about supporting cast. Yep. Very much supporting cast. A quick whistle on the Jazz. I don't believe he's injured, Ken. I haven't heard anything from you guys. I don't have the game audio up high enough where I can hear everything that's going on. I'll certainly check and see if there's any articles from Pounding the Rock or Air Alamo tomorrow on if he's... Oh, my clock is running and I'm way ahead now. He might just be in the doghouse. How do I edit my stuff? Timer. Where's the edit button? Well, I was going to leave that at 6:15. Just have the clock naturally get there. It is Spurs ball. Trey Jones floater is good. I don't want us to keep hanging around 10 points. I want to get it to like 5 here by the 3-minute mark. Largest lead of the game was 4 for the Spurs. I forgot we had a lead. The Jazz were up by as much as 24. Dang it. As soon as I talk about getting a stop, stupid John Collins hits 3. Nothing about injury. Okay, thank you, Rico. 3 straight double-doubles plus 5 blocks for Wemby. You're right, Victor. Turnover for the Spurs. An alley-oop layup is good by Colin Sexton. And we're down by 15, just like that. Switchblade, I didn't catch that play. It's not that I forgot. I probably didn't see it. Don't forget. Eyes on the TV, then eyes to the scoreboard, eyes to you guys. Lather, rinse, repeat. So I do not see as much as you guys do. Which I feel bad that I can't see everything that you guys do, because sometimes you're like, Rich, did you see what happened on blah, blah, blah? I was like, I was looking over here, or I was looking over there, or I was looking at a super chat. But if you played poor defense on 1-3 and got benched, it's not just because of poor defense on one play. There's got to be something else going on. Stupid John Collins is right. Fernando, it was looking like we had a chance when we got it to 10. But now that's back up by 15. The struggle's real. I don't know why I'm looking so bright tonight. I wonder if it's because of this shirt is reflecting light off of me. I'll turn my light away even more if I can. Selena Gomez speaks Italian? Gomez? That Mexican? I don't know her nationality. So I don't know what language she speaks. Come on, Spurs, your time to shine. Did no one on the team, did no one... John Lou, I'm not sure what you mean. Did no one won the team iMovie because of the rotations? Something got spell corrected for you, or auto-corrected, and I'm guessing it was iMovie. I get the one that went in there twice by accident. Did no one on the team iMovie because of the rotations? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Basketball, our defense is very bad. Jedi, good evening to you. You're so bright, you gotta wear shades. He played board defense on Laurie, where Laurie got that 3 to go along with an and 1. Oh, that's right. I do remember that. I remember the bad Kellen foul. I don't realize he got benched right after that. I did forget that Switchblade. I do remember him now marking and hitting the 3, and he hit him with the and 1, and I said, okay, I didn't realize he got benched after that. The Adams family's based on you. Dog, good evening to you. We're getting close to 150 thumbs up, I think. Maybe, maybe not. 139. We definitely have enough people to make it 150. So if you could hook a brother up, we'd greatly appreciate you.
Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs, go!
Oh, I can't see the chat. Where is the chat? A lot is hurting us, Alan. A lot. Bench Wemby now. What? Oh, are you saying the game's over, Bench Wemby? Sebgon, it's very late in France, I'm sure. You guys are, what, 5 hours ahead, like 3 in the morning? It is Spurs ball, and Wemby is on the bench. Mama with the ball. He's going to get rejected. 110-95, 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Clarkson, corner three. Oh, boy, that's probably going to do it. I guess so. Man in the doghouse. I mean, he hasn't been playing great as of late. He's had a few moments here and there. He had a huge fourth quarter against, not the Lakers. Who we lose to before the Lakers? This game's over. Marking him for three. Game's officially over. I'll stay till the end, of course. Go over the ending game stats, but well, Trey Jones, I think, just hit a three. I think that was Trey that just launched that. Trey is shooting well tonight. All right, Weenie hug. Go Spurs, go to you, and good night. You know what? We're getting crushed. Still, we're believers here. James, I thought we were starting to make the comeback. They teased us. It's like when a beautiful woman unzips her top and goes like this, and you're thinking, oh, and then she goes and rebuttons it. That has not happened to me, for the record. But I was just trying to put in terms. Now, for you ladies, because I don't want to be, discriminatory and just, give the analogy with, woman to guy, that maybe a dude, is unzipping it. And you're thinking, here comes the Kibasi, and then he zipped it right back up. Of course, if a guy has a long time with a lady, and the thing's about to happen, probably the last thing on his mind is putting it away. I don't know where the hell I'm going with this conversation. I'm tired. I'm frustrated with our team. We have a foul, and we have a Utah Jazz player on the ground. I think that's Sensabaugh on the ground. Joe Dindo, he played some bad defense in Lauri Markkanen and then fouled him on a three-point shot. Gave him an and one, and Pop benched him, and that's been it. TSR, I think you're losing your mind. What are you saying? I don't know, J-Mo, I don't know what I'm saying. I really don't. And my girlfriend's watching too, so I'm sure she's probably texting like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know. Guys never re-zip. Unless you're told, if you're told to re-zip, make sure you re-zip. Mr. Z smoking the tree. James Wemby needed a break, and at this point, I mean, it's not impossible to come back down by 16 with 4:11 left. Things aren't looking good. I mean, look at our lineup. Is that really the lineup that's going to bring us back down that much? You must watch Wemby interview with French TV. I have seen some of Wemby's interviews. I like what he swears. I don't blame you for losing your mind. This game is trash. Kellen is sewing is awful. Just wait for Rob Dillingham next year. Rob Dillingham is a player that we could draft. It's very possible. This stream went from a basketball stream to a weird and creepy OnlyFans stream. Nice, Damien. Nice. Later, Dog G. Yep, Sohan only 1 point. Kelman only 4 minutes. It's okay, baby Grogu. They got the better Collins. Sohan is a player you add when you are winning, not when you are losing. Interesting, James. I think it's time for one more beer, and I'm going to join my wife in bed. Nice. Yes, the Spurs do have a lot of work. I think I'd love to see Topic in the draft. Some guys want Topic. The coaches are practice and know so much more than us what is going on. He may be in the doghouse. Greg, I said that earlier. He might have been in the doghouse for something else, and that might have been a cherry on top. I don't know what's going on with Kelvin. Maybe something. Maybe complain about coming off the bench. We don't know. This is a long challenge. Dun, ba-dum. Bum 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 doo-doo-doo. But Matthias, it sounds like Trae Young's the target. I don't know. Baby Grogu has the blackest eyes. Super dilated. Sees, yeah, right? Gosh, they really are. Look how. Look at those eyes. He does see everything. Oh, they're playing We Will Rock You at the Jazz Arena. I forgot the arena's called. Put wet banana in. Prediction: this is the last year Kellen Johnson wears a Spurs uniform. Wemby? That would make me very sad because Kellen Johnson jerseys would be not on the wall anymore. I would not get rid of them, and I'd still wear one here and there. Just tune in at a parlay on Wemby to score 3 more points. What are the odds? He's got to come back in the game, Anthony. And with the Spurs down by 16, he may not play again, which means you might not hit that parlay. Hola, Odyssey. Zach with a whopping 8.1 points per game career stat. Look at how he's played this year in 2024. It's been rough. He played well in the last game. He's actually played, I believe, okay tonight. Weirder and creepier. Yasirski, good evening to you. Speaking of Zach Collins, has the ball. Jump hook, no good. Markin with the... Wow, the Jazz still have some of their stars out. Markin and Collins and Sexton and George. Oh, my. Under 4 minutes to go. Spurs down by 16. Collins for 3. John Collins, that is. And I think that's the dagger. KJ, Chetty, Collins, and Trey, I think, will be traded. Wow. Well, Chetty Osman's not under contract. They could just let him walk. His Mamu gets in the paint and gets the reverse layup. Look who's here, the Mexican Dougie. What? What? The Mexican Dougie? Who the hell's that? Spurs down by 17. Collins in the paint. Another bucket. John Collins. I'm sorry, we have 2 Collins on the floor. I should be specific. Thoughts on the UFC card in Mexico? Damon, haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at it yet. I am going to see the UFC in Atlantic City this month, which means I'm going to miss the Golden State Warriors game on Friday night, I think. And I don't think we'll miss any more games the rest of the season. Oh, wait, I will. I'll be. I have 2 vacations planned during the rest of the season, so I'll miss 2 more games. Some Spurs fans saying you might not that you're missing anything. Sorry, I'm half paying. Malcolm misses a 3. I'm half paying attention. We're down by 21. The game's obviously over, but I'm just hanging out with you guys. Mike Smith, are we winning yet? No, but I know you're the one. I'm pretty sure you're the one who said no way we lose this one tonight. Timeout, and the benches are going to empty. Colin Sexton is also he's a call-in, not a call-ins. No, I don't think, Marion, I don't think Wemmy's playing again. We're down by 21 with 2.5 minutes. Highly, highly doubt he sees any more playing time. And no, I'm not going to Spain, Zach. Not a chance. Jesus, yeah. Some UFC fighter call out Conor McGregor on WWE? So no one will notice the difference if we switch Collins with Collins? Well, for starters, they look a little different. And one's not playing very well. What? We're about to get a sandwich sighting. Is Lucas Samanic checking in? Collins makes me want to call in the work. Victor, I'll tell you, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. But I also don't want to waste 8 hours of sick time. Damien, I have not seen Madam Web. The reviews are bad. What's it like? 18% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Race to becoming the worst Spurs team in history. Yes, RDM, and they will be. You too, Rodney. Have a good night. And a good day tomorrow. All of you have a good day tomorrow and good night. We'll stay to the end and get the late game stats. And heck, if we're going to get the Lucas Samanic sighting, we got to stick around for that. They do have a partnership. They do. And Dr. Phil, yes, I'm sure he does feel absolutely useless. Is Devontae Graham's not even in the game. I don't know any of these Jazz players except for one, number 19, Lucas Samanic, baby. All right, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you doing that. It's another rough game for our Spurs, but thank you for your continued support. I don't know any of these Jazz players except for Samanic. Oh, Sensabaugh. I know Sensabaugh too. You're 7, Lewis Jr., Zhu Zhang. I don't know them. I want to see the sandwich shoot. Sensabaugh pull-up jumper, no good. Champagne with the rebound. Let's get some sandwich. Zach, that sandwich song is still on the channel. It's under the TSR Music playlist. Zach Collins with the ball right now in the post. Turnaround little jump hook, short. Mama with the offensive board. Nice hustle, even though we're down 21. Still putting some effort in. Nice minute and a half to go. Collins with the ball again. Reverse layup, rolls off the rim. That kind of game. What's up, Andrew? And now a whistle. The game has been not good. Still waiting for Wembanyama block of justice. I know, Adriel. I really don't have any room on my OBS board. I've got 7 different videos I pull up during the game, and that would add an 8th that I wouldn't be able to see. One will be cut off. No worries about being late. Jazz ball. And Sensabaugh is going to travel. We did have a nice little comeback, but that was not to be. Sandwich was more concerned with getting ink instead of playing basketball. You might be right. Good night, Fowler FC. Both teams in the bonus. Hopefully the refs do not call any more fouls for this last minute. The game is clearly over. We're down by 21. As the Spurs, hey, we turn it over. Hey, what do you know? That's something new. Collins is useful as a screen door in a submarine. I would agree. And I do not know Wemby's favorite music at all. I'm a metal guy personally. I'm going to guess Wemby's not a metal guy. I just heard we turn the ball over 20 times. 34 points off turnovers for the Jazz. The Jazz have 16 turnovers themselves. We only have 12 points off turnovers, and they just showed Wemby just looks absolutely dejected again. This dude's got you tell by his look, completely tired of losing. I could go some French toast. Alex, I just made a Wemby song. Will I ever make a Wemby song? It's on the channel now. Wemby in the Name Of. I did a cover of Killing in the Name Of by Rage Against the Machine. Brandon's at the line for 2, made the first one. Called Wemby in the Name Of. It's all about passing it to Wemby. It's there, man. The song is there. Alas, that's true too. Zach's still getting a lot of playing time, and he's playing bad. Although Zach did get benched after he got postered twice recently, so I guess there is that. That pull-up 3 by that dude is no good. Jazz get the rebound. I haven't seen Salmonich take a shot yet. I'm not even sure he's touched the ball. I know I'm not a Britney Spears fan, but after his... Oh, jeez. The Jazz are averaging the most points per game in the history of their franchise this year, 117.8. Not much of a shocker since scoring is going up every year in the NBA as there's less defense. Hey, there's more scoring for you. 3-pointer by some dude. 15 wins this season, 45 next year. I'd be fine with 45 next year. Brick Collins with the ball. Runner's good. And really? We're calling fouls at the end of the game. And 1. My song is on YouTube, and it's posted on the Twitter as well. That is a fact. Wemby in the Name Of. I don't like how it came out. Probably one of the best songs on the channel, I think. We're not winning 20 games, Jared. Thanks, Alex. Hope you enjoy it. Free throw's good. I'd say there's about a 1% chance we win 20 games. As the Jazz can just dribble out the clock, which... they will. 128 to 109. And it's not going to get any easier. The Timberwolves and the Thunder coming up. Let's pull up the final stats. John, I try. It's hard to stay positive with the team losing like this. Those of you leaving, please hit the thumbs up on the way out. Would appreciate it. But let's pull up the final game stats for our Spurs. I pull up Bing real quick, and it says, LeBron James and Lakers blame referees' narrative after loss against Phoenix Suns. What? I see the word narrative. I'm staying away. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All right, let's pull up the box score for our Spurs. The second half, we actually outplayed them. We outscored them 70-65. Problem is, they outscored us 63-39 in the first half. That's right, we had 39 points in the first half. All right, for the Jazz, John Collins with 20 and 8, Markkanen with 26 and 7, Hendricks with 9, Sexton with 16 and 10 plus 4 steals, and George with 7. He did finish on a rough shooting night with 3 of 13. Luka Samanic came in and had a turnover, so he did touch the ball in 3 minutes. That's all he did. Sensabaugh with 5, Yurts 7 with 3, Kessler with 10. Clarkson was a beast off the bench with 22 points and 10 assists. Lewis Jr. with 2, Dunn with 8, and Zhu Zhang with 0 for our San Antonio Spurs. Champagny with 2 on 1 of 6 shooting. His other stats are fine. 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Those are great numbers for a small forward. But the 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting and 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, not going to cut it. Jeremy Sohan rocked the team worst minus 21 as he had 1 damn point in 29 minutes. 0 for 5 from the field. Wemby with 22 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 5 blocks, the 4 turnovers, the biggest blemish on his stat line. Trey Jones finished with 15 and 9. Devin Vassell, he had 27 points, 10 and 19 shooting, 4 of 8 from the arc. All good. 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks. But I wonder, why would you blemish with that night? Vassell did have 6 turnovers. Ooh, that's a very ugly part of your game. Everything else is great, but 6 turnovers is bad. Off the bench, Zach Collins actually played well tonight. Granted, he had a minus 17, but the whole team had minuses for the most part. Actually, everybody did have a minus. The only part, the best player on the roster, go figure, was actually Julian Champagny with a -1 of all people. Collins, though, had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Did have 2 turnovers, but overall, that's the kind of production we were hoping for on a regular basis. Maybe not 20 points, but that, a net positive, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, and he's just been wildly inconsistent and really bad at times this year. Wait. Did I just flip? Oh, it just flipped. 2 different... An ad just moved my thing. Collins had 17 points. I think I said 20. 17 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block on 7 of 17 shooting, 2 of 3 from the line. I'm sorry, I was looking at the bench, and then when I somehow my screen jumped, and I was looking at the first line of the Jazz. So I know an ad moved the page. So Zach Collins with 17, 8, and 3. So, he still had a good game off the bench. Mamu with 8 points on 4 or 5 shooting, plus 2 steals. So not bad off the bench. Osman with 3 points, did have 4 turnovers. Osman had more turnovers than points. It's not good. Calvin Johnson in the doghouse, his only stat was 1 foul, and that was on the and 1 on a Lauri Markkanen 3-pointer. Doghouse, something else going on? We'll see. Malachi Branham finished with 14, and Wesley didn't score. He only took 2 shots. He did have 2 boards and 5 assists and no turnovers, so at least he wasn't turning the ball over. Spurs lose 128-109. We dropped to 11 and 47. 24 games left. Barring an absolute miracle, this will be the worst Spurs team of all time. But if we get the number 1 pick this year, then hopefully it was all worth it. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll be back Tuesday night for the Spurs and the Timberwolves. That's going to be a rough game. And I'll try to do some Spurs videos, maybe some Giants videos throughout the week, something. But that's all I got, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful day. I have to work tomorrow, so obviously not looking forward to that. Appreciate y'all being here. Till next time, on behalf of myself, Headband Grogu, Baby Coyote, and Selena, what you gonna do when TSR Sports runs wild on you? Go Spurs, go!